Coconut! Hello, Internet! Welcome back to another episode of The Venture Maidens! A super duper special one because this is going to be a double feature episode. That means we will be playing for 3 hours. That means for poor Katie, it's like 1 a.m. by the time we're done. So if Farrah falls over, I totally understand. But I am super excited to be here. I am rejoined again by the wonderful Dan Dillon.
Hi.
Yeah, who was playing an awesome character, I think impressed us all with how much you had your shit together last time.
Delightful.
Yeah, but I guess let's get into it. We've got a lot to do, for no reason. I don't know. It's fine. But hi, everybody. My name is Celeste Konowich, and I will be your dungeon master.
I'm Brittany. I'm playing Arna Delathil, the Moon Elf Warlock, ready to Eldritch Blast.
Okay, keep going. I'm going to switch us around. Things got wild.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Farrah Valen, the Divine Soul Tiefling Sorceress.
Yo, I'm Nassim. I'm playing your human monk, Sayanor.
Very nice. And I'm Sage, and I will be your bewitching barbarian, Cara Brynhilda.
How did everyone's heads get switched at once? This is wild. This
Because
is wild.
Katie's camera went off for a second,
Katie!
so probably switch it.
I'm sorry.
That did it.
It's my fault. I'm already
3
going
hours
to
to
go, and it's only 10:30 for me.
Yep. Okay, everybody entertain everyone while I'm switching heads. Hi. Oh, you know what? It was a really good thing to do. Wow. Okay, so we did a lot of stuff last time. It was a big setup episode for everybody. So before we dive into anything, we should talk about what happened last time on Venture Maidens. Tell me, everybody, what happened?
We took a nap.
Yeah, you did.
First thing, after the tournament got abruptly stopped, after the jousting and the big green knight guy, and then we went on the sickest teleportation ride of our lives on these beautiful golden bedazzled teleportation circles. We went with Ravane, right?
Yes.
Ravane?
Yeah, Ravane.
To North Point, where we met this fine chap. Sapphire.
Yes!
It's me.
Yes, our very unusual legend for this setting, because they're all nature-y and stuff. Whereas other legends are like, not so much. That's like an elf thing.
Yeah, they're extra fey.
Yeah.
I learned that I need to brush up on my elven etiquette because it was awkward. Right back.
To be fair, Arnadell's just kind of awkward.
For sure.
All on brand.
A while.
Fair enough. Yeah, and what happened? Where were you?
Yes, so we went back to North Point, and then we started. Cara was like gushing over the fortress because it's so beautiful and functional. And then we went out to the mountains after. Yeah, waited till nightfall, or did we go immediately? I don't remember.
We traveled after dusk.
Yeah, we went up to the mountains to figure out where the missing patrols had gone and to hopefully try and find a giant hole in the ground that Saye had seen while astral projecting. Yeah. Oh, yes. And also flying. Saye has wings that look like hilarious little kid butterfly wings when they're not activated.
But then they're really cool.
Dragonfly wings. Sorry, my bad.
She's literally on cloud 9, flying up high in the sky. And I spotted some messed up campsites where the scouts had been taken or ambushed, and found a little entrance into the underground mine, and met up with everyone else, went into the mine, and myself and Sothras went ahead of the other three to get our stealth on and see what was ahead. And we came across this ugly motherfucker. I
Oh!
don't remember what it's called.
How dare
Some
But-
zombie-looking drow thing.
Yeah, it was disguised as a
Duck
drow,
drow lady.
kind of, and then started to shift and melt into whatever actual form it is.
Mm-hmm.
We also ran into some
Duergar.
Duergar.
that did not seem to give two fucks about our presence.
Mhm.
Wait, we're still not recombined, right? We're like kind of split.
Yeah, so currently, so that's where we're gonna dive in today. So at the very end of last episode, you all had found this mine entrance. Saye had been seen by the Duergar, and then the Duergar seemed to not care, and then go back into the mine, and everything was cool, I guess. And Saye came back to the group and was like, "Oh, maybe we should investigate this." So you did. You all decided to creep in there, Sathras and Saye in the lead, walking down this tunnel. And then everybody else was like a couple minutes behind them, like slowly creeping through.
Not a couple of minutes. I was thinking more like, like a 30-second count. So maybe just a couple.
Okay. A 30-second, which, makes sense. Yeah, so behind. Kara counted to 10. Because Kara
True,
couldn't count
that
to
was
30.
right.
So 10 seconds behind.
Right. So basically right behind us.
Yes. And so the two of you had entered into this large cavern, and you had seen Saya exactly what you had witnessed before in that astral jaunt you had taken earlier with Valerius. It was just like this mountain is basically being carved out at this point, and at the very, very center, there's this large pillar that they've been chipping away at, and you saw that there was some kind of like hole leading down into the earth here. And you had seen mining equipment and everything all around this cavern, but when you entered, there was no one. There was absolutely no one in sight until this woman had started to come up the walkways, sort of shambling and like walking like the body didn't quite feel right on her. And she had said, "You may join the rest of the slaves." And then the illusion had kind of dropped as her skin had melted away, and now this like yellow, waxy, almost like pillar of a being is in front of you with this lampid like eye that's staring at you. And I would like everybody to roll some initiative.
Woo!
Getting it hot, getting it fresh.
Wow, a whopping 6. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got a 4.
Whoa.
I got it a 10.
Okay. Wow, you guys are doing terrible.
Yep.
What was that for Saye?
22.
Whoa.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, someone's on top of it.
Hell yeah. All right, and then Sathras.
Dirty 20.
All right. Okay, well that's good. Y'all in the front, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, gives us time to catch up.
Okay, and let me roll a couple more things. No worries. It's fine.
NBD.
Oh,
Cash.
That was really good. Oh dear. Okay. All right, so Saye, as you see this creature in front of you, is really the only way you can describe it, begin to transform. It's staring there, and you see a couple tentacles are starting to like expand from the mass of this thing, and like these sort of quasi arms. And you have the first move here.
Okay. First, I want to make a nature
Sure.
check. See
Fair.
if I know what the hell is happening. Ooh. I don't think I really have anything in my nature. Oh, wait. Well, you're in my way. It's not showing my pluses. Oh, yeah. I need to refresh this page. All my numbers are hidden behind other boxes.
Oh, no, I've been betrayed. D&D Beyond.
I assume it's a 4, so I'll say it's a 23.
Oh, crap. Well, that's great. So
There we
with the
go.
context of the drow and everything, I'm going to say you got a little bit of a briefing about how drow work, what's up with them. So the drow worship a goddess named Lolth, who is the queen of spiders. Lolth is a demon, and she has demon handmaidens that are called the Yakul. Try to say that 5 times fast. And so basically these creatures are like the personal servants and handmaidens and representatives for Lolth on Earth. So they can really only be summoned either if they're sent directly by Lolth or by like a high priestess has the ability to summon these things. So they're powerful, they're mean, and also if one is here, that's probably not a great sign. Like there's probably somebody more powerful who called it here to send after you. So you do know it is a demon.
Great.
Mhm.
I'm gonna assume that Sothra knows what this is because he looks like a very worldly fellow. And I'm just gonna go ahead and attack it. And I'm gonna do it with my quarterstaff and also spend a key point to try and stun it.
Okay, yeah, stunning streak. Let's go.
So to attack. Oh, 24.
Yeah, that'll hit. Your like
Nice.
quarterstaff sinks into like this gooey kind of flesh and like almost it seems to get stuck in it.
Ew.
Gross.
No me gusta.
With 9 damage for the first hit.
Okay, and tell me, is your quarterstaff magic?
No.
Okay.
Do your monk weapons count for your magical thing? Or is it just
Just this.
Oh, okay.
But
Yep, so your swing doesn't seem to do as much damage as you think it would. Maybe it's because it's sticky, like you don't know.
Mm-hmm. It had to make a Constitution saving throw of 16 to avoid being stunned.
I rolled a natural 20.
Damn.
Oh.
That's the kind of night
Damn.
this is gonna be.
Bam, 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 bam.
Bam, bam, bam.
Then I'm gonna take my extra attack
No,
Okay.
Katie, your webcam.
and
Oh,
try
no.
to stun it one more time.
Okay, go for it.
That was a dirty 20 to hit.
Yes, that will hit, and it only got a 4 on this.
Oh, nice. Okay. So plus another 9 damage.
Okay, but with the quarterstaff again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, again, doesn't look very effective.
Cool. But now that it's stunned, I'm gonna
Yeah.
use my fisticuffs and
Pop, pop, pop.
spend 1 key point. Yeah, 1 more key point. So 3 in total so far. And just hit it with
Woo!
my
Pop it off.
popping off.
Oh, hell yeah.
Then 24 to hit.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Woo!
Let's go and do it with 5 damage.
Okay, but that's with your fist, so that's magic.
Yeah.
Not
Last
that it
one
matters.
is not gonna hit because that was 14.
Okay. Well, this thing is stunned, so
Yeah.
do you get advantage?
Oh, I guess so.
Yep.
All right.
Noise.
So roll again.
Oh no, 10.
No, it's so sticky. It's so gross. You just can't like, ew. You like half-heartedly punch at it, and it just doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, but this thing is now stunned until the end of its turn, correct?
hmm
Boo!
Till the end of Soya's next turn, right?
Yeah, until the end of my next turn.
Boo!
Oh, snap.
I
Yeah.
don't like that at all.
Wow.
Rude. Okay.
Wow.
So bad for her.
Well, it is at this point, as you're like laying into this thing, like smacking it with your stick, you begin to hear chittering sounds.
I know those sounds
Yeah.
that you make.
Oh,
Sounds
those
that you
sounds. And you see crawling up from the sides, so somewhere down below these things were waiting, these monstrous spiders like extend their legs over the side here, and 2 of these things crawl up from the sides and enter the field here. And they are going to go ahead and go right for Saye, who's attacking their friend.
Are they friends? Are they?
Yeah.
They like go get coffee when they're not like enslaving populations of
Yeah. Okay.
through the underground.
All right. Is
Hey,
it
girl, let's go get a drink.
Hi, girl. An 8. Will an 18
Those
hit
slaves,
you?
am I right?
Nasim. 18. Will that hit you? You're muted. You're muted. Tell me.
Yes, my AC is also written right there.
Yay! Okay, all right. I can't see it, girl. I'm looking at OBS. Okay. So all of a sudden, you are covered in just a nasty, sticky substance as these thick strands of webbing just shoot out from one of these spiders, and wrap on you here. So also, Sathras, this is going to catch you too, since this is a ranged area. I need you both to go ahead. Oh wait, nope, you're just restrained. Cool. So the target is restrained by webbing. As an action, the restrained target can make a strength check bursting out of the webbing. So web just spews out and like covers this whole area here. And the Yakwall, even though it's stunned, doesn't seem to be affected at all. It can just like move over the surface of this webbing here. And the other spider will take this opportunity now that you are trapped, restrained, it's gonna go ahead and try and attack you, Sae, with advantage. Okay. So it still somehow manages to miss you as it's like climbing like over the webbing here, and it's just like looming up in your face, and you can see the poison just dripping off of these fangs as it's like right up in your business. Okay, and then we're moving to the Yakwal, which is standing there stunned.
Nice.
And then Sathras, we are up to you. You are restrained by
So
webbing.
I am also covered in webbing. Well, I don't like that. So I am going to cast Steelwind Strike. He draws his rapier from his side, and it has that almost copper tubing like basket hilt. And when he draws it out, the blade actually chimes and rings. He flourishes it, whispers in Sylvan under his breath, darts forward and vanishes, and appears in like these freeze frame snippets at each of the creatures, slashing it with his blade as he does. So they will each get a spell attack.
Okay.
Badass.
That's so cool.
Super tight.
Where's my attack bonus? Okay. All right, so that's a 17 to hit the first spider.
Yes.
20 to hit, a dirty 20 to hit the second spider.
Oh, yes.
And with some advantage on the, so that's a 28 to hit the Yakwal.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
All right, so
Well-
each one of them is going to take 6d10 force damage.
I'm
What
sorry.
is this
What?
spell?
Wait, hold up.
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay, Sathras isn't here to fuck around, so... Jeez.
17. So they're each going to take 22 force damage, and I will teleport to behind the spider that is chewing on Sawye. And as a bonus action, when he appears from that anime dash that slashed all of these things, he is moving with this unnatural grace, and his steps are just sort of gliding around the webbing, and I'll begin Blade Song.
Wow.
I knew it. I knew it.
Rad!
That was an amazing.
Okay, so that's my turn.
Yeah,
As
I
F.
guess. Okay, and then, wow, Arnadel, you are creeping up this tunnel. You begin to hear sounds of combat coming from further down the tunnel.
How far away am I?
So you are about 10 seconds away. So, basically, you could run onto the scene, and see what's happening. So it'll take you a movement to get there.
Okay, that would. Okay. But a movement, I can still get an action,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Cool.
So basically, you
that would
hear the
put me in-
sound.
So I run, obviously, and then I go see what's going on.
And you see
I
this
see a
mess
bunch of
in front of you.
And just to clarify, there are two spider creatures and that weird Yagi thing.
Yep.
With webs of funk attached to Saya and Sathras.
Yeah, no longer on Sathras because he did a disappearing act. So he's free, but you see that Saye is like wrapped up in webs and restrained.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to very quickly. Does a knowledge check doesn't count as an action?
Not in my world.
Cool. I'm gonna do a quick nature check because I want to make sure I can get the. I'm being strategic here.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so as a one. I'm so concerned about Saya.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna reactionarily cast in a fit of emotion, thinking that maybe it's dark and Saya doesn't like. Where's your orb? I'm gonna cast Wall of Light.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's dark. These things probably don't like the light. And I want to. So let's see. I'm gonna do it in like a ceiling kind of a thing.
Like a dome, kind of half bubble.
Yep.
Cool.
And I'm gonna cast it right over the dead center of all the like kerfuffle.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah, 60 feet long, 10 feet high, 5 feet thick. That's really thick. And it's gonna block the line of sight, but creatures and objects can pass through it. Maybe that. Oh, I forgot that it blocks the line of sight. Let's fuck it. I'm gonna change that. This is all happening milliseconds here. Behind, so they can't retreat, and whatever's supposed to. I'm thinking maybe can't come see what's happening. So I want to block off behind them.
Okay.
So we're gonna prevent, hopefully, a level of escape so we can fucking kill these things.
Heck yeah.
And it's also gonna, they have to make a Constitution saving throw. Otherwise, they get 4d8 radiant damage and is blinded for 1 minute.
Nice.
Otherwise, it's half as much damage and aren't blinded.
Okay, so Spider 1 is going to save with a 20. Spider 2 is also going to save with an 18. But give me that half damage. And then the Yak will...
All right.
Yeah, that's a hot no with that.
Woo!
D8, right?
Absolutely not.
4d8? That's a lot. Or 2d. It'll be 2d8, right? So that's 8 plus 4. Do I get to add my
No.
spell attack? No, it's an effect. Okay, so 8 and 4, 12 damage.
Okay. How do you want to incinerate these spiders? With your light?
Yeah.
Oh shit,
Nice.
that's tight.
Yeah.
It just, like in those movies where it's like an atomic flash and it just like that. I think that would be tight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're like there in a moment, and then this like corona of light surrounds them, and you just see like their shadowed outline, and then gone, and all that's left is like a soot stain.
I do want to also say I would like to continue concentrating on this so that whatever did is still alive would have to make another Constitution save at their turn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
the Yothquil, yeah, go ahead and roll damage for them. They failed, so they're gonna take full.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I love it. Wow, for it. All right, you guys help me with math.
But
We have 7 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Here we
Okay.
go.
15, and that you said they're blinded.
Yeah, they're blinded. Let's see, until I think the end of its turn. So it has to make another Constitution. It's blinded until it saves or makes a successful Constitution roll at the end of their next turn.
Okay, so this thing is paralyzed and blind. You see, like, the eye, like, in its, like, paralyzed body just, like, is moving around rapidly, like, trying to focus. Like, the pupil is dilating back and forth as it doesn't seem to be able to see anything. Oh, my God. All right, and then Kara, you hear Arnadel just booked it down the way, and you hear sounds of combat.
Oh yeah, blinded by the light, a handmaiden of Lost Tale.
Wrapped up like a web in the night.
So Kara is going to hoof it after Arnadel. See this horrible, weird, waxy, stunned ooze creature, and is like, and the dead like spider, what's left of spider corpses.
You see some legs and piles of soot.
Exactly. So like it's and she's just fucking nope. is her catchphrase for the day.
Yeah.
Going to fly into a rage.
Ah!
And she is going to pulverize this thing. And it's still stunned, right?
Ah. It's also blinded, so you get
Oh
advantage.
hell yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that is a 29 to hit.
Uh-huh.
And that is going to be 13 damage.
Okay.
And then she is going to attack it again.
Luckily you have a magic sword.
I do, which also does cold damage. I don't know if that matters. But then on her second attack, she crits as she
Oh no.
cleaves through this horrible, waxy, putrid body. And
So I told the Venture Maidens, I'm like, get ready, we're gonna fight. And I am like, why did I...
We got ready.
Oh, we ready?
You ready?
We're ready as
Yes.
fuck.
Yes, you are.
Putting us in such highly emotionally volatile situations, you do know that our love for each other is going to give us the power.
The power to overcome anything.
The power of friendship unites us, and that's going to be 27 damage.
Power friendship.
Oh.
Hashtag power friendship.
Oh, that's really gross.
Hashtag squad walk.
Yes.
We need a hug unit.
Yeah. Yeah, you take a big ol' slice out of this thing, and, like, as you do, like, you hear that slothing sound, like, as a bunch of this, like, wet, viscous, almost mucus-like substance slides off onto the ground. Though despite being like cut in half, this thing is still like seems fine. It doesn't seem to have any interior organs of any kind. Because it's awesome.
That is her turn.
All right, and then Farah, we are at you. Same deal. You can run in there and see all of this happening.
Yeah, so Farah's gonna run in and be like, "Oh shit, that's ugly," and I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on it.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
we need more advantage on this.
Yes, 26.
Truly.
That's gonna be 15 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, radiant. Let me see. Yeah, okay.
And then, I mean, like, seeing all this shit going on, like, I'm just gonna kind of stay where I am, to be honest with you.
Yeah, respect. And then Saye, we are up to you. The creature begins to move again, but like clearly can't see. So
Burns.
If it even had eyes to begin with,
it
who
has
really knows?
one that's floating around.
Oh, that's
its
right.
Body.
Big old red eye.
Yep.
Oh, do you remember that X-Files fucking episode? Ugh.
Which one? What?
Oh, that the demon dude that like stalks this woman and he can remove his eye and it's like this red floating eye like while she's
Oh
showering.
yeah,
I don't. That's terrible.
Gross.
It's messed
I
up.
hate that. I hate
Later seasons kind of X-Files. Anyway, yeah. I've always been scarred. But anyway,
I've always been scarred, and here we are.
Hello, trauma.
Oh yes, Saye, what's the play? Nassim.
You're muted.
There we go.
The worst.
I'm just gonna keep punching
Okay, with your
Oh.
handies,
with my
your
fisties.
fingies.
That's
Get it
not gonna
right in that
hit.
eyeball.
I'm gonna take an extra attack. Ooh, this is bad. That didn't hit either. Let's spend a key point for some flurry of blows. That didn't hit either.
Oh no.
I just rolled a 2, a 4,
So
a 6.
you have advantage against it because it's blinded. So go ahead and keep on. Yeah.
Well, that last one I did, I rolled a natural 20.
Ah,
Okay.
there you go.
Woo!
But that was after 3 rolls.
2. The first 2 you rolled bad on, but you can re-roll those because you have advantage because it's blind.
All right, then we'll say
And
that
lit
that was
up.
the advantage.
Like a Christmas tree.
And lit up.
So much advantage.
So this is why CR doesn't matter for the Venture Maidens, for anybody watching out there. This encounter was, like, challenging, according to D&D Beyond.
I want to fight a Tarask, Celeste.
Fools. I am expert at running Tarasks at this point, since I ran James's Invasion
Night of the
from
Living
Planet of
Tarrasques.
Tarrasques. Yeah.
6 damage.
Okay. Ow.
Then I'm doing an extra attack.
Yes.
That was 18.
To hit, yes.
Ooh, yay. With 5 damage.
Yeah, it's slime. It doesn't. Its AC is terrible. It's garbage.
Is this sticky?
Garbage.
It is not actually sticky. It just looks like sticky.
Oh, okay. Then flurry of blows.
Yeah, it's more waxy.
5. So reroll. That was an 8. And then my last punch, that was a 3 with an advantage. And then that was 24.
That should hit.
Total. Yes. Yes.
With 5 more damage.
Ooh, this thing is not looking good, boys and girls. This is just not good.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, yep. So you're just raining punches into this thing. Spiders are dead. They're not growing.
Trying to pull out chunks of its ooze with me.
You absolutely are, and it's like, oh man, did you ever play with the slimes you would make? Just like as a
Oh,
kid,
yeah.
or like
Oh, yeah.
mess with. It's very much that texture that like moves and shifts
Ugh.
and squishes in your hands, but
The
it's
oob-like
like
demon.
dry. You know, it's weird. Super weird. Yeah. So you're ripping out chunks of this thing, and then the Yakwil is gonna. So it gets the blinded at the end of its turn. It gets to make a saving throw. Who blinded it? Brittany.
Brittany with the wall.
So is it at the end of the round?
At the end of its turn.
Ah, damn.
Sorry, I was I was social networking.
How dare. So it is gonna go ahead and try to hit Saye. Because that's like, you're right there. So it's waving its arms wildly with disadvantage trying to get you.
Does the light wall do more damage every turn?
Yeah,
Oh,
it does.
give me that. Let me know.
Well, no, it only does damage. Like it makes its turn, and then it has to make another Constitution save. So if it's gonna get damaged regardless. But we're gonna determine if it's half or full and stays blinded.
Awesome. Okay, well, to hit Saye, it's gonna go ahead and it gets. Oh my god, is it actually gonna do it?
Am I still in a web? I
think so.
We're still restrained. Yeah.
Slam. Okay. Oh yeah, so a 19 is definitely gonna hit you.
It has advantage to hit her because she's still restrained, right?
Yes.
And we should remember that she has
neutral.
disadvantage on her attacks. Yeah.
Oh god.
So you're both neutral.
You're both,
You're both
There's
even.
a lot going on in this.
There's a lot
fight.
happening right now.
Forget about it.
So that is going to be 7 bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Ouch.
And as it manages to hit you, one of these tentacles like wraps around you, and like you feel your skin start to sizzle as it sits there. So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and take 8 poison damage in addition to the bludgeoning.
Even though I can't be poisoned?
You can't be poisoned as the condition, but you can take poison damage.
Okay.
And
we're all nodding gravely. We're like,
and it's gonna try and hit you again as a straight roll because it's blind, but you're restrained. But it's fine. This is fine. So a 25 to hit, so it's gonna hit you again. Slams into you one more time. That is gonna be 8 bludgeoning damage. Then,
love that for me.
Yep. And then 12 more poison damage.
Whew.
So it finally like and like spews a bunch of this like toxic sludge all over you.
Gross.
Spew. Name of my metal band.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that is its turn, and Sathras, we are at... Oh,
no.
yes, the save.
Saving throws.
Okay. Oh, it did very well. It got a 23 on its Constitution saving throw.
yes, it's still gonna take damage, but then it's no longer blinded. So there's gonna be 2 plus 4 damage.
Okay. It like sort of makes a gurgling sound as this happens, but you see Saye, its red eye finally like focuses on you. Okay, and then Sathras, we are at you.
Okay, so Sathras, after darting about and the spider gets disintegrated in front of him,
Yep.
he just sort of continue his momentum from where he appeared and was darting past the spider and just pivot on the ball of his foot, and his robe will sort of flare out and scatter a bunch of the ash that's floating in the air, and he will move with this. There's a faint blur around his body. He's moving quickly and just unnaturally gracefully, and he will make 2 strikes against the yoke roll.
You can try.
I will try my best. I will roll that not off the table. There we go. That's a 19 and a 25.
Yes, both. Yes.
2 hits, yay! So his blade just sort of sings and chimes as he dances past the creature, and after he moves past it, these 2 long slashes just sort of open up in its blubbery skin. 10, 15, 21 points of slashing damage total.
Spew. How would Sathras like to kill this Yakuza?
Aha!
Nice.
Yeah.
So he'll just sort of, it's almost like he does this spinning dance step past it, and you hear this accompanying metallic chime, and he just sort of flicks his blade and then sheathes it, and the thing quivers and falls apart into 3 pieces.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And as it does so, yeah, its form just completely loses shape, like as the pieces collapse and then onto the floor, and it like spreads out in this pile of sludge, and then you see it begins to like sizzle and turn black, and then sort of like burns away of its own volition, leaving again just that sooty smudge next to the 2 spiders. And it is silence in the cavern.
Sathras will kind of turn and look at Sawya in particular and say, "Are you all right?"
It did its thing, but I'll be okay.
Good. Well
Well
that was
done.
effective. He'll look up at the the wall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it like sparkle out.
Yeah.
Like
Pew. What color was it?
white as fuck.
Yeah.
I just think of radiant as like blinding.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember Freakazoid? There was maybe it was Darkwing Duck. I don't remember. One of those old apps. They had a villain that could use light and
Hell yeah. Yeah, and it is dark. It is completely dark in this cavern now. So like your retinas are like, like sort of like burning from that sudden light.
Green rectangle floating in front of your eyes.
Yeah, like wow, okay. Yeah, so you are standing basically right now at the top of this very, very large cavern that continues down for a few stories below you. So if you kind of poke your head over the edge of this ledge here, you can see, yeah, maybe about 80 feet down is like this bottom floor area, and this pillar in the center of the room extends all the way to the ceiling to the bottom. And then you are at the top of this like ramp that has basically been carved to curl all the way down to the bottom here. There is absolutely no one in sight. No movement, no sound, silent like the grave.
I want to do a quick detect magic.
Yeah. Yeah, so you are looking around. Nothing in the cavern beams as magical to you. There's a very, very vague trace of magic to the central pillar. But when you look at it, it's like, it's not like the pillar's enchanted. Yeah, there's something.
Maybe it's like extra old
Yeah,
or
like,
from another, yeah.
I just kind of like, innate magical energy
maybe
to
the
it.
rock has a little bit of a magical property to it, something.
Oh, and I turn around to everybody and I'm like, as I'm looking at it and I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, oh, hey, real quick, forgot to tell you about this. And I pull the scrap of fabric from last time when we were out. I'm like, this was like out on the branch. I think these guys were, I don't know if this is relevant right now, but.
So I'll take a look. Sathras will head over and kind of take the scrap of fabric and take a look at it. Does it look familiar at all?
Yeah, so this is the scrap of fabric that was that very, very silky,
right?
Almost looks like spider silk, black, very fine fabric. Probably belonged to.
I'm gonna say probably a drow's garment. Yeah.
Yeah, probably a noble drow at that too. It's just a very nice.
Oh shit! Okay. Yeah. I don't know that though. I just look at you and be like,
yeah. So he'll take a look at it, turn it over, and his eyes will narrow a little, and he'll hand the scrap back to you, and he'll say, "That is drow spider silk weave cloth of extremely high quality. Someone of power or station was here."
I look at it closely, and I'm like, "Interesting," and I'm gonna put it back in my pocket.
Yeah.
Well, and he'll kind of look down the ramp. It seems that is our path forward, shall we?
So wait, we're going to be dealing with some high-level drow?
It seems likely.
Oh my God. I look over at Kara. I'm like...
Yeah, and Kara...
a little bit.
Yeah, and Kara, you would know too the significance of having a Yothquil here. That's not a small thing.
Yeah.
Kara isn't the lady who is, after you and your whole family, a high priest?
Yeah, I believe she was a matron mother, which is the highest position you could have as a mortal drow person.
So this may not be the only waxy thing we see.
Yeah.
Among others.
Kara definitely pokes the Yakkel's corpse with her sword and then spits on it. And she's like, not to wax poetic or anything, but we should. Oh, Celeste's soul just a little bit just left her body, and it just gave me so much power.
Did we all just have like a Scooby-Doo moment where we're like, Kara.
Well, we should get a move on, and she starts just marching forward with very serious purpose.
Yeah.
You've made powerful enemies. And he'll just sort of shake his head and follow after Kara.
Sathras, total side note, Sathras reminds me of the Onion Knight.
Oh, like Sir Davos?
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's also your voice too. I think you
I can-
sound a little bit like him.
I can swing with that.
He's pretty rad. Yeah. All right. So Kara begins taking off down this balcony towards the bottom. You just booking it,
Yep.
Yeah.
clinging
They
along?
probably know we're here already if this wax beast grossness was here.
Yeah, someone knows we're here for sure.
Anyone in the cavern saw the glow of the wall.
That's true. That was bright as fuck.
I mean,
There
doesn't
definitely no like torches or lanterns throughout this place, right? It's okay. My drift
Well-
globe is out then.
There are braziers. They are not lit.
Hmm.
So maybe somebody extinguished all of them. You don't
Hmm.
know. So as you all are continuing like down this passageway, and you are going further down into the cavern, it grows very, very cold as you get down here. You are like in the heart of this mountain that has been carved out essentially, and just descending deeper and deeper into the earth. And that silence just hangs on all of you. Every step you take echoes like madly through this space. And as you get about halfway down one of these big loops, again passing by abandoned mining carts and tools, why don't you all go ahead and make me perception checks?
Oh, not bad. 17.
23.
I rolled a 9.
25 for Sathras.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
What can't you do?
Yeah. So. Oh.
I'm sorry. Looked at the wrong one. Not performance, perception. 23.
Oh,
Just a
Super
23.
different.
Only time for the best.
Yeah. So, as you all get about halfway down, most of you are like, eyes out, like every little sound in here, just like catches your attention. Arnil, maybe you're in your head thinking about like what could be happening. And you all begin to see that as you turn around, on the far side of this pillar, it's not a complete pillar now. You see that there's this gaping hole at the very base of where this pillar was, and it looks like they've been tunneling inside the pillar and downwards. So you see that there's this large, almost cave mouth sitting right at the base of this pillar, descending sort of diagonally into the earth.
Okay, I see.
So like tunneling through the pillar.
Yeah, so it's like at the very base of the pillar. It's like they've been mining down, and then once they're at the base, they started mining like down and into this pillar.
Oh, so now the pillar is doubling up as a spiral staircase.
So the pillar is in the very, very center of the room, and you've been like walking down this spiral.
Spiraling around it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's like if there was a tower, and then you
Yeah.
started digging under the tower here.
Got it.
Yeah. Thank you to Truly for
I was
sponsoring
gonna
that
say-
diagram.
We're
Hashtag
really
not
grateful.
sponsored.
We are truly grateful. Please sponsor us.
Please sponsor us.
I love your alcohol sparkling water. Yeah, so you see that mouth that's going down into the earth. And again, it is completely unlit, and you are still a couple stories above this base point. But as you look at the ground, and just like all of the rubble down there, it seems like whatever that is clearly like what they were looking for in digging out this cavern.
Does anyone else get the feeling that maybe we're too late?
This is like all the books that I've ever read, where at the end you end up facing just the worst thing ever because you come in right at that exact moment.
That would be nice.
What, Kara, I feel like you would have the most insight on this. Like, what do you think they were digging for? Does it look like they're digging for a particular type of stone or precious metal or rock, or are they trying to dig to a location?
Could I do my dwarven stone cutting on the pillar?
Sure.
12.
Okay. Yeah, so you're looking around. They're clearly not mining for ore. Like, you don't see those veins and those telltale tunnels that would be branching out like through the rest of this cavern. All of it is focused on this central cavern. It looks like they've been carving downward. So it's sort of like a bowl, like almost like a funnel shape. So they started out big at the top and have worked their way down to this point.
So like more excavation.
That's sort of the vibe you're getting. And Kara, you didn't really notice it at first, but now that you're a little bit closer to this pillar, you think the pillar is made of different stone than the rest of the cavern, which is sort of odd. So it's just like the central pillar of rock was like dumped here.
Yeah. Kara like points to the pillar and she's like, it's kind of dark, but if you look really close and if you touch it, you can kind of see that this of whatever this pillar is, it's different from this. And she goes over and she like touches the wall of the cavern. Since it doesn't look like they were trying to mine ore, maybe they're trying to dig some kind of artifact out, or maybe there's something in this down there that they're looking for.
I should have mentioned earlier, this does have a dusty magic residue
Right.
to it.
Yeah, so I mean there's if the rock is looking kind of magic-y, I'm guessing there's something kind of magic hidden in the rock. I don't know how magic works.
Kara, does your tribe or your entire people have any stories or lore about like something that might fit this description?
We don't care about drow culture.
Well,
We don't have culture as far as we're concerned.
Of course, but like something that maybe is prized in your culture that they might want.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a history check, Kara?
Oh, not bad. Let's see here. History 16.
Okay. So you're kind of like, just this is bringing up surface thoughts, ideas for you. Nothing specific comes to mind, but there are stories of like, because the dwarves were, are people who live primarily in mountains and underground, and that in the dark places of the earth, many things can be hidden. Sleeping demons, sleeping devils, things can be trapped or sealed away in the bowels of the earth. These things aren't unfamiliar to you. So there's a lot of things that can be hidden in the dark places.
I don't know, anything from like a dragon to a bullet. She just shrugs.
Arnold's completely wrapped around the puzzle of this. She's like, her logic brain is starting to get a kick into gear to be like, wait, I need to figure this out. Clearly they're after something. And then it occurred to her then, like, it might not be an object, but a thing. Well, that was... It might not be a noun, it's like a live thing versus like an animate object or magic.
You said that there's residual magic. Is it on the entirety of the pillar or simply where they were digging?
On the whole pillar.
Whole pillar. Like the whole pillar, maybe like I would imagine like sand, and I'm seeing like a particular type of like lava rock amongst the sand that is made of making the pillar, right?
Yeah, so it's like if you're looking at like granite, how you can see like the flecks of like, sparkle or minerals in it. That's what the whole thing looks like. Just this pillar though, not anything in the rest of the cavern.
Got it.
Like it's not charged, it's just inherently got that dusted amongst it.
Can you tell what sort of magic it is? What school it might belong to?
Of course.
It would be definitely enchantment, so you're getting a little blue in there. We've got a little gold in there, which in my kind of world is like artifact grade.
Oh shit.
And a little bit of black necromancy.
Ooh. So I say that I really love this, and I think both of us are like, if I had a beard, I would be stroking it. We're like puzzled and like.
Chris doesn't have a beard, but yes.
I'm kind of wondering if this thing was so stone. That means I wonder if it was like carved Is it carved? Is it inlaid with a bunch of carvings, or is it just a pillar?
So the
Like a
pillar,
structure?
the pillar is perfectly cylindrical. So
Monolithic.
it's not like a natural pillar. I mean, unless they might have smoothed it to be cylindrical. It certainly isn't something that you would just like find in nature, this natural like.
Okay, so it's maybe not constructed, but definitely like honed. Attention was given to it.
Yes.
All right, sorry. I know maybe this is nitpicking stupid things, but
No,
Hey,
but
man.
like it doesn't look like a natural formation, though, is what you're
Nope.
saying.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Hmm.
So this is linked somehow.
But it looks like something has been removed from the base of it.
So somebody is digging
It's like
their
a
way
cave mouth.
into it.
Oh, they're digging into it now. Like that's a tunnel or just sort of a depression and
Yeah.
goes nowhere.
Are you all continuing?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yes.
head forward and investigate this thing.
Yeah.
And see if it's
Farrah's been like looking inside while they're all talking.
yeah.
about-
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah, as you get down and lean down, you do see that this cavern continues quite deep into the earth. It's like it becomes very thin, so like a mining shaft has been carved out,
Right.
and you see rough steps have been formed and packed down, and it looks like many, many feet have been down this direction. And you see that this tunnel, which is completely dark, spirals down into the earth, so you cannot see what is at the bottom, but it keeps going.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you see that also wooden beams have been constructed here too to kind of keep the support in place. So, like, really think, one of those true mining shafts.
Well, if
Is
there
that
is something on the
scaffolding new
stove,
or
I can
old?
find it.
The scaffolding is new.
Okay.
After all of you guys, this body was not made to go first.
I know,
This-
Kara's like, do.
Yeah. So, maybe, like, you could all fit maybe like three to a shoulder, heading down here. So you're descending into the earth.
Yeah.
Since it's getting darker, I don't want to give away our position with my globe, so I'll be behind Kara or whoever the first three folks are. And I'm getting extremely nervous being so far underground.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, because you are rapidly going deeper and deeper into the earth here.
Yeah.
Having not seen the spiders, Farrah's just like, I hope there's not any bugs.
Being super sensitive to Saya's lack of like dark vision, I'm gonna like grab Saya's hand and just like squeeze it, be like, I got you.
Be my eyes.
So, when Farrah says that, Sathras will chuckle softly and say, "Have you fought many drow before?"
No, not a one. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But
Perfect. This will go just fine. And he'll
Okay.
follow after Kara.
I feel confident now.
Have we battled drow yet?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Venture away. Or venture LA. Was that
Oh, yeah, and Kara's little dream vision.
My little
Yeah.
What the heck?
Okay. So as you begin to make it, and you make it like one full loop down this staircase, 2 full loops down the staircase, you are just descending now. The stairs are becoming tighter and tighter as you're just going down in this column here. And then a smell hits your nose. Like on top of the smell of just like earth and stone, the smell of rot just assaults your nostrils. The smell of and Southwest, you recognize it like dead, decaying bodies.
Sure.
Immediately, it's like after a battlefield, just like the blood and just.
Well, he'll kind of sigh and draw his blade and keep moving forward.
Yeah, so you're like choking on that in the dark. And then finally, like 3, 4, 5 more loops down this staircase, and the cold is beginning to like hit your bones, like as you are descending deeper and deeper, and just the silence of being truly underground is just maddening. And then suddenly the stairs open up, and you're in a larger cavern now that, as you look around it, it's half dug out, half stone structure. So the best way you can imagine it, like maybe this was a stone chamber at one point, but parts of the ceiling have collapsed and been reclaimed. So you see stone that's shattered all over the grounds here. And there is this one stone wall that has been dug away from the earth here, and you see that there are these 2 red doors that stand very, very tall, about 10 feet each on either side, and they seem to be slightly ajar. But the thing you notice most about this room is just the piles and piles of bodies that fill it. You see the remains of Durgar have been like stacked up and just like thrown in these piles like against the edges to clear space for this door. And as you look at the door, yeah, there's got to be at least 40, maybe 50 bodies around this place here. And the door is carved, like every inch of it is carved in symbols. Just all sorts of symbols of every kind. So that's what you can tell from the far side of the room here.
Well, of course, we're gonna want to figure out if that's a recognizable language.
Yeah. You want to step into the room?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cautiously.
Okay.
Tara goes first.
It smells awful in here. And as you're just looking at the bodies, you can tell they're in various stages of decay. So some have probably been here maybe well up to a week. Some are relatively fresh. And as you approach these doors, you begin to recognize a bunch of these symbols, and some you've never seen at all. These are symbols in almost every language. I mean, you can see Elvish, you can see Sylvan, all the languages Arnadel speaks. You can see symbols carved into these doors. And not just symbols, so there are some letters, there's some words, there's iconography. You see a bunch of religious iconography.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's actually fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
Make a mental note, but I really want to make sure that I look at everybody and I kind of want to be like, I want to see if the dead bodies are, I want to see what the cause of death is. Is it because of a fight? Is it because they fell or starved?
Go ahead and make me a medicine check.
Medicine?
Mm-hmm.
Guidance.
That wisdom.
Let me just
That is an 11.
+2.
Okay. Medical stuff seems
Doesn't
like
have a
Arnadel isn't
bite.
your speciality. But as you're looking at these corpses, some seem to have almost like nothing wrong with them. It looks like they just dropped dead. Others have like the eyes have been gouged out, or some looks like they've been burned by acid, or like these.
Some magic.
You would get. There's a lot of different.
You know what's really uncomfortable about this? I turn to everybody and I'm like, not if you guys have radiant spells, right?
Yeah.
Not
Is anybody really uncomfortable with this like little potentially army that is like lying around here?
Oh yeah, but I got fireballs for that.
This looks ritualistic to me.
Arnold's getting really fucking uncomfortable. She's
do
like
they
not.
look like they were ritual killings, or does it look chaotic and
It doesn't, because none of them were killed in the same way.
right?
I mean, the door, the door, it like screams ritual or arcana to you. I mean, so
Yeah.
Sathras, you're also like, as a wizard, you're seeing a ton of like sigils of warding, sigils from different gods. So Farah, I mean, you're recognizing, you're like, yeah, that's the mother, that's the father. Like, there's, the fates are on here. Like
This
Is
is
there anything
So-
that is common between all these things? Like, I mean, I know that it's just like all over the place, but
make me some kind of check to put this together.
So it seems like there's every different possible mystical tradition we can think of coming together to seal this door, is what it
That
feels
is what it looks like.
oh boy.
And Farah, what'd you get?
23 for Arcana.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so the thing all of these symbols, all of these iconographies, all the wording has in common, they are sealing spells, binding,
This is a
like
bind.
closure, like this is meant to bind whatever was on the other side of the doors.
Is the door closed or open?
The door is
Remind-
ajar.
Yeah, of course.
Let
it is.
the dogs out. Jesus. Whew.
So we're going in there, right?
Guess so.
As we pass through this charnel house cavern, is there any sign of any of my missing soldiers, or is it all pretty much Durgar?
Go ahead and roll me a percentage die.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make a thorough check or anything. Just sort of as I pass through.
Cursory
Percentile
glance.
is a 27.
No, yeah, you're looking around. It looks like it's mostly Durgar. You see a couple
Okay.
drow are piled in there.
All right.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Well,
I mean, Paylor.
Halo blessed.
I'm gonna slowly inch my way towards the door just to see if I could hear anything through that little ajar opening or sense anything
Oh, with your special
with my
spidey senses.
special spidey mask senses.
Oh, I see. Perception check, please.
Oh, you're kidding me. I rolled a 1.
You are in the dark.
You hear
yeah. Oh yeah, it's dark.
yeah, you hear your heart racing as this is happening. Like, this is just,
Yeah.
you all have a very bad feeling about this, and it's not just like the situation, it's like the air is just, there's something wrong. There's a wrongness to this space.
The
Hey.
only way to go is forward, unfortunately.
Doesn't feel right. I got a bad feeling about this.
Arnadale's walking and it occurs to him like, saw you. Hey, how
Yeah.
do you feel about being like seeing the dark fighty animal?
What are you thinking?
I mean, what are you thinking? You want to be a fucking tiger? You want to be like what sees in the dark pretty well? What has dark vision and claws?
She could be a spider.
Giant
Blend
bat.
in.
I mean, but like can help us fight.
Giant
Someone
spiders.
said bunny in the chat. I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, bunnies are
Hey,
nocturnal.
That's very pointy teeth.
cave bear, maybe, or a giant spider, or
I
Giant
don't know.
scorpion.
Leopards and jaguars are more nocturnal.
yeah,
Crepuskin. They're crepuskin.
some kind of
A mole,
giant
a
monstrous.
raccoon.
Does
Probably-
my wand of polymorph
I-
have any restrictions on size of critters that I can turn things into?
Oh,
Yes.
I've got a wand of polymorph. I'm just thinking
Oh.
of a way that Saya's not
Polymorph has like a CR restriction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
It does normally, but if I don't know if the wand lets you do the normal spell. Yeah, the challenge rating can't be any higher than Soya's level.
Oh, well, that's fucking rad.
So you cast, it is casting the 4th level transmutation spell.
Wanna be a giant fucking. You want to be a dire tiger?
Something like a giant snake would have blind sight.
Mm.
Ogre.
Down.
Yeah, that would be sick. You want to be what is it?
So a
Nagini?
giant constrictor snake would do it probably.
Oh, they rough.
What you get to choose. Arnadale's like, you just tell me and I make it happen. So you can see.
Can always
And
just cast some light, or I can set some shit on fire once we're in there and fighting.
I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure they know that we're here, so
All right.
not
well,
that worried.
Okay. I thought it was worth a shot. I was trying to be
Yeah.
creative. Here, you do your thing. You do your boo boo.
We'll hold off. I'll keep it in mind.
Okay, cut. Sorry. Arnadale just keeps walking. She's like, okay.
Who's stepping through the doors first?
Do you all just kind of silently turn and look at Kara?
Yeah.
No, if we're all gonna look at Kara's not going in there first. I'll go first.
Sothris will move toward the door as well.
Yeah. We'll be the 3 in the front.
Yeah. Once again, this whole time that everyone's talking, Farah has been positioning herself, trying to look through the little crack.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Farah.
Oh, natural 20.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you see that right beyond this chamber, a high vaulted room. is in front of you. And this room on the other side of the doors is completely paved in stone. There's no sign of cave-in or anything. It looks like a perfectly preserved room of some kind. And from your very thin vantage point, you can see that it looks like there's another door on the far side of this room, of this red wood, but not carved in symbols. Other than that, you see that there are white objects that are on the floor, and they're all like different sizes and shapes.
Okay. I'll tell everybody to be careful with the floor because there seems to be some white shit on it. I don't know. Seagulls down here.
Flock of seagulls, even.
All right. Sothris will head towards the door, then just kind of look back, and we're pressing forward, yes?
I'll be right behind you.
All right. So he'll slip through.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, damn, these dice are on fire. 22.
Okay. As you pass like over the threshold of this place, just this absolute chill runs through your whole body. You didn't think you could get colder down here, but that's just not true. And then as you cross over that borderline and step onto the far side of the room, suddenly it's gone. And like this oppressive feeling, this weight is gone, and you actually feel quite comfortable in this space. The temperature is nice. It's regulated.
It's 67 degrees.
It's a perfect, nice. Yeah. And as you step into this room here, you see, again, big vaulted room here. You see now that you have the full view of the room, there is a door on your left, and there is a door on your right, and then there is a large staircase that kind of carves up on both sides, leading to, and there is a set of double doors at the top, so kind of on that balcony level. And then you see suspended from the ceiling are these large brass hooks. And you see, again, these white objects that are scattered all over the ground, and you can tell that they are bones, but very, very large bones. And then on the floor, engraved, like kind of laid into the floor, is again this reddish kind of coppery brass, and there's this very, very large symbol that's laid out in the center of this room.
Does the symbol mean anything to Sothris?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Sure. Dirty 20.
Okay. You're looking at it. It's clearly some kind of arcane symbol, but you're like racking through your brain. You don't think you've ever seen one specifically like this.
Okay.
But it's also not uncommon for like powerful wizards or spellcasters to have a personal mark that looks, it's almost like a signature.
Got it.
So it looks like that might be what this is.
I see. All right, so he'll turn back around and say toward the door, there's some sort of barrier that the coldness, the wrongness of this place, I think you might be able to shrug it off coming through the doorway, but be careful.
We get advantage on fucking Constitution checks since now we know.
You see it coming.
You can go ahead and give me advantage on this check.
Oh, goodness.
Since you're stealing your hearts.
Aw.
Okay, so the symbol sort of looks like that.
Oh.
Ooh,
Interesting.
Kara bolts strongly forth.
Bolt strongly forth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bolding all over the place. Bold.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh. Okay.
Everyone's stepping through. Gotta make this check.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
hey.
I got an 18.
Okay. Arnadelle.
I got an 21.
Damn.
Oh, okay. So a very similar thing happens to all of you. Like that, there's that moment of like awfulness, like right as you hit that barrier line, and then when you step into this room, it all evaporates, and you actually all feel quite comfortable in this very large room.
As soon as the feeling dissipates, I kind of like do my version of crossing myself.
Yeah, like, oh.
Like, thank goodness, thank you for
Oh.
letting me survive that.
Yeah, it's weird. That same feeling too you had of like being trapped and being underground. That pressure just goes away from you as you step into the space.
Somehow I find that somewhat more disturbing.
Yeah.
Which way shall we go?
Left, right. Well, there's 2 doors and then a staircase that lead up to a middle.
Set of big double doors.
Mhm.
And then, and again, like you have to pick your way over these very, very large bones. Like you see a hip bone, probably about the size of like a sedan.
Are the doors all
Oh,
closed?
moly.
Yes, the doors are all closed.
Oh, well, that's better, I guess.
You guys feel like the big doors at the top, probably.
Sure. Any door seems as good as any.
Yeah. I feel like the big ones are usually like, you know.
What?
Do it.
The big Bosky rooms?
I'm thinking.
Mayhaps. Yeah,
Right.
Kara starts striding over to the big double doors up top.
Okay. They loom up ahead of you.
Sathras will follow her.
Kara attempts to open the door.
Okay. All right. I would like everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
Is
Oh,
that-
wait.
Oh, snap!
Fuck, man. I rolled a 1 the first time and a 2 this time.
No.
12.
Oh my god.
5.
Okay.
11.
All right. Sorry. Let's go around. Saye, what'd you get?
14.
And Kara
12.
and Arnadel.
11.
Okay. And Farah too.
5.
Oh,
Five.
5. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, plus 2.
And Sathras.
24.
Woo.
Woo!
It's your
Speedy
boy.
boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
All right. I have a few things to roll for. Don't
Oh, Riri.
worry
Hi.
about it. Yes, just a couple.
He's smiling too much.
You know what? Actually, as you step through the doors, these black arrows come flying at you immediately, like as if somebody was poised for you to open these doors here. And so Kara, like you like only have just a moment to open the doors before these arrows start peppering towards you. And you can tell that this chamber is probably the largest in this place here, and you see forms that are hidden behind pillars and in the shadows here. And I think that's where we're going to call it for our break before we dive into what's happening here. So thank you, everyone, so much. This is part 1 of the episode. So let's go ahead and we're going to do a sign-off just for posterity recording. But then we're going to throw up a break screen, be gone for 10 minutes, and then we'll be right back. So thank you, everybody, for listening to part 1 of this episode. I cannot wait for part 2. I have been your Dungeon Master, Celeste Konowich.
I have been your moon elven warlock Arnadel Ithil, played by Brittany. Arnadel Ithil.
I've been your tiefling's divine soul sorceress, Faravelin.
I was your human monk, Sayanor, getting increasingly claustrophobic.
Hip.
And I'm Sage, and I play your barbarian, Kara Brunhilde, who's ready to smash some face. Let's
Hook smash!
very nice. And I was Dan. I am your elven blade singer warlock, Sathras.
Heck yeah. All right,
Wait,
folks.
what? Stop. Blade singer
Wizard.
not warlock.
That's the one. I was like, wait a minute.
That's the one.
Not an Eldritch.
and also Eladrin, not Elven.
Eladrin's an elf.
I mean, I guess so.
All right. Well, folks, we are going to throw up a Be Right Back screen, and we'll see you in 10. So don't go anywhere for the thrilling conclusion. All right.
Bye, everyone.
See you in a bit. Okay, so we are back. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for sticking with us through that break. We hope you got more alcohol or tasty tea or whatever beverages suit you.
Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever.
Truly.
Yeah. Truly. Brought to you by yes, but anyway, we're gonna go around the horn real quick because this will be a podcast episode. So we're gonna say our names one more time, and then we're gonna dive into part 2 of this action-packed episode. So hi everybody, my name is Celeste Konowich, and I will be your dungeon master.
I'm Brittany Quintero, and I'm playing Arnadil, your moon elf warlock.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I will be playing Farah Valen, your divine soul tiefling sorceress.
Hey, it's Nassim. I'm your human monk, Sayanur. What up?
Oh, I love it.
Oh god.
I am your not so benign barbarian, Kara Brunhilde, aka Sage.
And I'm Dan, and I'll be playing the Eladrin elf wizard Sathras.
Heck yeah. So, where we last left off, y'all rolled initiative, and I've gone ahead and written all that down and rolled for all my monsters. Don't worry, there aren't that many. Haha. All right. So basically, Kara, you had just opened up this big set of double doors that was sitting at the top of this staircase here, and all of a sudden, crossbolts had just rained down upon you. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with some rolls here. And Kara, you haven't even gotten the door open yet.
Yeah, so is this like, are we being surprised, or?
You are. This is a surprise round.
All right, well then I'm going to jump in because Sathras's blade leaps into his hand of its own accord with a sharp chime that draws everyone's attention to the danger. I and my allies within 30 feet can't be surprised thanks to my weapon of warning.
Whoa!
Whoa! Holy crap! I have
Dan,
never
can
seen
you join the
that.
Adventure Maidens, please?
MVP.
I'm in.
And we need to get you maybe a wig. I don't know. It'll be
Oh.
fine.
Put a wig on. It's, yeah, sure.
Dang. Okay. Well, that's what that is. Cool. So then, appropriately, I think so. Your blade is gonna start and what does that look like when your blade warns everybody?
So it's it basically leaps into his hand like he drew it without even really trying, almost telekinetically.
Whoa.
And then that hilt that's sort of made of what looks like almost wind chimes just begins to ring with this urgent musical tone.
Okay, yeah, so, and as the blade does that, I think, Kara, you're swinging open the door, and then you hear, this, go off, and you are able to, pull back the door just in time as you hear thud, 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 thud of a bunch of bolts, hitting the other side of the door.
Awesome.
So we're gonna roll directly into initiative, and appropriate enough, Sathras, you have the first move.
Oh, delightful. So can I see where those were coming from? You mentioned there were archers and the like hidden behind pillars, or...
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, there was 100 million sirens.
Exciting.
All of them. It's a night out here. Yeah. So Kara kind of. I think we're good
Police
now.
are coming.
All right, good.
Danger. So Kara sort of pulls back the door here, which kind of conceals your view. But I'll say, yeah, Kara, you can open the door back up a crack. You can tell that the archers, which you can't see, they're hidden behind pillars, are definitely coming from directly on the left and the right sides of the door. So they were positioned to make an X for whoever opened whichever door.
Okay. Right. Then, all right. That's enough. Thank you.
Oh, children.
Is indeed. All right. So there's just a passel of them in there. How far away from the door are they?
So they're, let's call them, let's see. They would be standing right within their range, which is 30 feet.
Okay. So Sathras will touch the crystal pendant that hangs around his neck, and it will burn with an inner flame, and yellow flames will burst around his body, swirling around him. He'll cast Fire Shield, and then as a bonus action, he will enter Blade Song again. So that's his turn.
Okay, sweet. So you are all standing outside this door. You heard crossbolts, and Sathras's sword is screaming at all of you, and now he's encased in fire, and now the sword is singing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to paint that picture for everyone.
Tara
Um,
looks at you as you're like on fire, and she's like, "Wow, thanks for the heads up."
Wow. Okay.
That's
alright.
a lot.
Some people say, "Watch out." This happens with him.
Okay. So as that happens, you hear a command from the other side of the room. Those of you, did anybody speak Undercommon? No.
Unfortunately, no.
Yes, Sathra speaks Undercommon.
Okay. Then you hear a male voice call out like, "What are you doing, fools? Attack!" And you begin to hear a like a groaning sound is the only way I can describe it, and like the wrenching of metal. And suddenly you see like you can just see the bare shapes of these archers on either side. But you see their forms begin to stretch and enlarge as this happens. And how far let me double check. Okay. Yep. So there are giant forms now on the other side of the door, but they still do not pass through. These arrows are still trained on you. And then Saye, we are up to you. So the door is like still, it's only ajar at this point, so you still can't see the whole room.
Oh. With my cloak of Mont Blanc?
Montebank.
I can't even read my own handwriting.
Uh-huh.
Do I have to see where I'm essentially?
Nope.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
You can just boop 500 feet in whatever the hell direction you want.
Yep.
It's probably real dangerous to do what I'm going to do then. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on and boop right behind the commanding officer.
I mean, you can try and tell me where you think that. If you want, you can make like a perception check for me and see if you can guess where that is, because you can't see into the room. So you're just like,
yeah. Okay. I will perceive pretty well. 21.
okay. You think the voice was probably coming from in the center of the room. You think, and it sounds like with the echo, pretty large room. Sort of in the center, maybe like 100 feet away.
Okay. All right. I'll try to boop to that voice.
Okay.
With my short sword out.
Got it. All right. So this is going to take an action to cast Dimension Door.
Okay.
So you go ahead and have you used the cloak before?
Wait, you have Dimension Door now?
Yes.
Yeah. I have a fancy cloak.
Yeah.
God damn it. Are we about to become one hell of a fucking power unit?
We can
Holy-
all transport. Yeah, so you swirl your cloak and the scent of brimstone comes to your nose as the cape takes effect. And you blink out of existence. And as you appear in this room where you think this voice is coming from, you see that you are standing in a very large circular library. So the wall to ceilings around you are just full of books, hundreds and hundreds of books. And it looks like all of the furniture in the center of this room has been like piled into the center and created sort of a barrier wall. When you teleport into the room, you teleport behind this wall. So imagine like a war kind of barricade. And you see in front of you that there are two drow that are decked out in like full armor with swords, are crouched behind the wall, and they like turn and look at you as you suddenly appear. But you look for the source of the voice, and then your eyes travel upwards, and you see that levitating up in the air about 60 feet up is another drow. One you recognize. You've run into him before.
They're dudes.
That fucking asshole.
The guy who came over to try and introduce himself and make fun of Kara, and you said you
With
would
the
never remember
parasol.
him.
Stupid sirens.
With the parasol.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. So he was the one who had come over to try and razz Kara at the camp, and he is floating up in the air currently, just like drifting, very like Magneto style above you. And he bears a staff in his hands that is like black and twisted and covered in these silver veins. of ore, and he just looks down at you and goes, "Ugh,
I can't wait to kill him.
And then on the very, very far side of the room, you see that crouched on either side of the door are 3 Duergar, except they're giant. They have enlarged to this very, very large size now, and they are resting on either side of the door at this point, ready to crush whoever comes through. So that was your action. Everybody sees you. What's up?
Thought it was gonna be a bad idea. I was right. And I'm just gonna yell out all of the positions of the people that I see. The Duergar. Say, there's a couple behind the door, just on either side. There's 2 drow behind this wall that I'm at, and there's one floating in the air. It's that asshole we saw at the.
So you're hearing from the other side of the door and like the big echoey room. Saya is
What's
trying
she
to
saying?
tell you.
I can't understand her.
You're like behind a wall of like furniture that's been stacked up. Anything else for your turn? So you're just yelling information.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna stand there. Cool.
I'll take my extra round. Fuck it.
Okay, you're gonna use your gift.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my gift, and I'm
Okay.
gonna throw one of my last 2 fireballs from my necklace
Ooh,
at
okay.
the floating drow.
Okay.
You think I could reach him with a throw?
I am gonna need you to make. You don't have to make an acrobatics or an athletics for me.
Okay, we'll do acrobatics.
Go 60 feet up in the air.
Oh goodness. 14.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's good enough. You got a pretty big radius. Yeah. So you lob this fireball up into the air here, and he goes ahead and he gets a save. Yes, dexterity.
Yeah, dex. Yeah.
Okay. All right. He got a 19.
Okay.
So he's gonna
Oh.
take half damage.
All right. So I have to do 8d6. Goodness. Here's 5.
Fireball.
10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 24, 27, 28. So
14.
14.
Okay. Yeah, so you lob up this fireball, and you see the 2 drow that are on the other side of the wall. They're just totally confused by your appearance, like duck, like as this blast of like fire comes out and like waves of heat roil off. And you all of a sudden you see like cinders as like some of the books around the room start to catch on fire. So that happens, and looking a little bit worse for wear, but not too bad. Once the fire clears, this drow is still floating up in the air, just looking down at you and looking just like you have just ruined his day. He's like, "Ugh, I have to take care of this before I can do anything else." Rude. Yes. Also, so I forgot to tell you, directly behind you, so behind the barricade and behind everything on the side of the room you're on, there is a golden and bronze archway directly behind you that leads into a hallway to go somewhere else. That is the only other entry or exit in this room. Okay. Is that all for you?
Will I get an extra attack? Yes.
No, because casting your spell would use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I can use my bonus action. I'll do one more key point.
Okay.
Put my sword away and punch one of the drow next to me on the ground level.
Okay. Do it. How many key points do you have left? You're using a lot.
I've used 3, so I think I have 7 left.
Okay.
Well, that was a 11 to hit.
No. So he just bounces right off of this armor that they're wearing. They're dressed head to toe in armor.
But my second punch was a 23.
Yes, that will hit. And tell me, so there are 2 of these drow. The one you're hitting, why does he look different than the other one? Give me a
Why does he look different?
Yeah, a unique feature to identify him.
He has a scar on his lip, his lower lip.
Scarface.
Scarface.
So you punch Scarface. Okay.
It makes him look stupid. His mouth is always like, eh.
He's like, okay, dumb
Big old
Scarface.
pouty lip.
Pouty
Dumb
lips.
drow.
Okay, Scarface. Yes, the 23
Scarface
will
takes
hit.
7 damage.
Okay. Let me just double check that Scarface doesn't have any special Dewey bits. Yes, he will have to take your damage.
He begrudgingly does so.
Yup. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. And then Kara, Sai has disappeared. You're standing next to a flaming Sathras. The door is not open enough for you to see anything.
Sure. Having had crossbow bolts or arrows, whatever, come pelting at the door, she's going to be much more cautious the second time, and she's going to hold up her shield, and she's going to use her other hand to, kind of, very quickly turn the doorknob and go, fling it open, ha! And,
Yeah. Yeah, so you can definitely interact with object free, it's fine. And as you toss open the door, so immediately you see to your left and to your right, there are 3 of these enlarged duergar now that are blocking sort of on either side of the doors here. And then you see this pile of junk in the center of the room. So you don't see those 2 drow, you don't see Saye, but floating above it all is this drow that Kara, you did see.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does anyone remember what his name was?
Doesn't matter. She's going to be dead soon.
Men have no names.
Okay. That is fine. All right, so the door is open, and this is what you see.
She is going to, now seeing the Durgar, she is going to just become so full of piss and vinegar and rage that cousins of her people have been enslaved, and she's going to stride forward into the door frame, and with her sword aloft and her shield raised high, she's going to look at both of the Durgar, and she's going to say in Dwarven, "Cousins, you know these assholes," and she's going to point to the drow, "are fucking assholes. You should fight for what's right, and you should fight with your people, and I will help you overtake your conquerors so that dwarves, no matter the color of their skin, shall ever be put and be in slavery or fettered again. God damn it."
Go ahead and make me a persuasion.
Happily. Ooh, very nice. An unnatural 20.
Okay. So yeah, you step into the room and you start screaming and waving your sword around. And the Duergar definitely pay attention to you. But as you're looking at their very, very large eyes now, you see that they're sort of fogged over and glassy. It's like they don't really seem to comprehend anything you're saying, and they reach for their weapons.
She's a little upset.
The rage was good.
Good.
Well, she's gonna use, now that she's fired herself up, she's gonna use her bonus action to rage and run into the room.
Ta-da! Okay.
Not caring who tries to hit her.
Okay. Well, the Duergar are so they're 30 feet away from you on either side. So on the left, there are 2 that are 30 feet away from you. On the right, there is 1 that is 30 feet away from you. And then there's that junk wall.
She's gonna make her way towards the junk wall.
Okay. Yeah. So you can easily. It's about 50 feet into the room. So it's dividing. Let's say it's 100-foot room. It's dividing the middle of the room.
Got it. All right. How tall is it?
It's only let's call it 15 feet.
Oh snap! Okay. I'm gonna have to climb over junk wall. That's annoying. That's
the point of junk wall.
She's going to use her action to make a shove attack with her shield straight forward into the junk wall to try and force through it.
I'm into this. Go ahead and give me an athletics check, but with advantage because you're raging.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
I rolled double 19, so that is going to be a 23.
Sure. So you just run into the center of this room and like a little dwarven anger bullet, you just like "Drah!" and like launch yourself into, and like there's like an oak table that's on its side. And you just like like you hear a cracking, like wrenching sound as you just split this junk wall just in half and pieces go flying. So roll me 3d6s.
It's just a dwarf-sized hole in this wall. Oh, nice. That is am I adding my strength?
No, it's just
All right, that's still 13.
Okay. So just splintering and like objects flying out. Saye, there's a projectile coming at you. It's a leg of a table. It's coming.
Redirect it.
Deflect it, quick.
I'll try to catch it.
Throw back.
Don't say I hate shooting you with things. Here we are.
10. That's a 10.
Okay, what does that mean? How does it work?
I'm trying to. Yeah, no, it's a D10 plus my Dex modifier and my monk level, so it's a lot because I just rolled a 9. 18 plus 28. To catch it.
To catch it? Yeah, you do. So like this shard of table from like Kara just like comes flying at you and you're like, not today. And you reach up and you snap it out of the air. Do you want to throw it back at... Oh, you can throw it at one of the drow.
Sweet. I catch it and I'll just throw it at Scarface.
Okay. You're just really trying to ruin his day.
Which just takes another key point.
Okay. But it's awesome.
What kind of damage do I roll for that?
Just give it a d6. It's like an arrow.
Okay.
Plus your dex modifier.
Oh, okay. 10 damage.
Damn! Alright, wow. Okay, so flying table bits shatter everything. And it would have hit Saya, except it was super cool and deflected missiles. Boom. Kara, tell me what does the other drow look like? Give me a feature for the other one you're hitting with shrapnel.
It has red trim on its otherwise black lacy armor.
Ooh, red lace. Okay.
Red lace.
Alright, so red lace is getting peppered with a bunch of objects as well that are causing damage. And you have successfully broken through this wall. But I'm going to say that took your standard and your movement. So here you are!
Into it.
Foaming amidst the wreckage of all of the furniture that used to live in this library. Whoever said, can we table this discussion? Stop. You monster. That was Padme's lover. Thank you. Oh man, so bad. Anyway, oh that really threw me off. That was Kara's turn. Okay, and then Arnadel, we are at you. So now you see there are 2 Duergar on 30 feet to your left, 1 Duergar 30 feet to your right. About 50 feet, and then up in the air is a floating, levitating drow. And now you can see 2 very confused-looking drow right by where Kara and Sae are in the middle of this room, surrounded by shrapnel.
I've been like scheming on 2 different avenues here. Because I have this dance macabre, and I'm kind of thinking it'd be tight to use it since there's a pile of dead bodies on the other side of this door.
Oh, there are no dead bodies in this room. That was all the way back in the...
That was a while ago.
Oh, never mind then. So that clears that up. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run into the room.
Okay.
And that puts me at what, like 50 feet from the center drow, floating drow?
Yeah, so the drow is 50 feet into the room, so if you move 30 feet in, he'll be 20 feet from that point, but then he's also...
Up.
Yeah, he's 60 feet up in the air.
60 feet up in the air. Okay.
This was a massive library.
Yeah, I really want to like kick it with this library, but
well, now it's on fire. So.
But yeah, it's a bummer.
Saye, why are you lighting shit on fire all the time?
Pretty rough.
So I'm gonna go in and do a quick sweep, and I'd like to maybe roll an Arcana check to see if I can determine if the size of these Druagar is from a spell that fucking asshole cast.
Sure.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. That's gonna be a 26.
Okay. And do you still have your detect magic vision?
Yep.
Okay.
I can cast it at will as many times as I want.
Okay. Yeah, so at 26, like Arcana, you're moving through, you're like, Duergar, what do I know about Duergar? This is actually an inherent ability that the Duergar have. They can cast enlarge on themselves. It's a battle tactic that they all have as a racial feature. And as you're taking a quick sweep of the room and looking at them and like looking at Nelfian is his name. Nelfian is floating up in the air at this point. You can tell he's got several magic objects on him. And then that entryway on the far side of the room, that archway, has some kind of magical barrier built into it that you can see just with your detect magic.
And that's not connected to floating asshole, right?
You don't know. You don't know if he put it there.
Well, either way, he's going to be my target. So I would like to cast.
He could be a really nice guy, you know.
Well, he failed to prove that. He had his chance.
What
Got
chance
it.
you wouldn't speak to him?
So 60.
What he came to me was a dick.
Well, either way, I don't have to do anything. He's totally within range for agonizing blast, so I'm going to cast all of my beams.
All beams go.
2 at fuckhead.
Yep.
So let's see.
What do you have, 3 beams now?
Do I have 3? Pretty sure I still only have 2.
What are we, 11? What level are we? I don't even know.
We're level 10.
We're level 10.
10.
So it's 2. I have 2.
11, you get 3. That's right.
11's a big level.
I know. I'm super excited. All right. So that's going to be standby. The first one is going to be a 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Cool. And the second one is going to be 19 to hit.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, stand by. I forget which is
18 is your number.
which. Oh. And that's 2d or 1d10 force.
Yep.
So
Plus your charisma modifier.
you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the first beam is going to deal 10 damage, and the second is going. Oh shit! Yeah, that's going to be 14 damage.
Hell yeah.
24 damage to dickhead.
Ugh.
Wonder what it's like to be an ass swab.
An ass swab? Gross.
Gross.
That's super gross.
It's very specific and highly
got
disgusting.
a visual immediately. That's why
Clearly,
so...
it looks like an ass swab. Like,
That's-
what's it like to have your head that far up in anus? I say this.
Arnadel is yelling about anuses and shooting blasts off.
Hey, ass swab, what's inside a sphincter?
Oh my
Not that I
god.
wanted-
Anything else for you?
You know what? I say that in Dwarven.
Okay. One of the Duergar goes, okay. All right. And then it moves to the Duergar's turn. And they happen to have a little squishy just right here in the middle of the room. So all 3 Duergar are going to come down on you, Arnadel. And they all are wielding picks. And that now have grown to a much larger size with them. So,
Cool. I got a couple things up my sleeve.
all right. We're rolling with advantage.
What type of damage does a pick do?
Oh, natural 20. That is going to be piercing damage.
Piercing. Okay, so don't have immunity to that. But I would like to utilize my sweet, sweet little butterfly ring or hummingbird ring and do that like
Makes reflex saves auto pass.
right? Don't I get to
Nope. You don't get a save on this because they're just hitting you with a normal attack, unfortunately.
You can use you have a warlock thing that gives them disadvantage. You can impose disadvantage as a
Yeah.
reaction.
Or you could use your gift to impose disadvantage.
What is my warlock thing to impose disadvantage?
I thought you changed patrons. That was
Oh,
thing.
yes. Yeah.
Oh,
No longer great. Oh, that's empathic ward, right?
Yeah.
Or something. or
Entropic, yeah.
Tropic,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I thought I had something raveny that was like that, though. But I don't know. It's clearly not on my list.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So
So
I'm
I
gonna-
think.
Mhm.
What were we gonna say?
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and deal my damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is gonna be 14 pierce. Oh, I'm sorry, 2d8. Okay, let me roll some stuff. 16. So that's 18 piercing damage,
Ouch.
and an additional 8. So that's gonna be 26 piercing damage from the first one as it hits you.
Cool.
And the second one is gonna come in and try and hit you. So this you could use your gift to impose disadvantage on. It is rolling with advantage. If you want it.
She's not within 5 feet of me, right?
You are in
Okay,
the middle
cool.
of.
Yeah. Just want to make
I'm gonna
Roll.
wait.
Okay.
I feel like I might need to wait for this. I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and wait and just
Alright.
like take it because I did insult.
Yes. Okay, so
There-
this one is definitely gonna hit. That's gonna be 14 piercing damage as the second war pick comes down on you. The third one is gonna swing at you. Also absolutely going to hit. 19 does hit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right, and that's gonna be 8 more piercing damage from the third one. So all 3 of them start mining Arnadel in the center of this room. Awesome. Cool. And then
Hi ho.
oh no. Okay, here we go. All right, and then the drow are going to go. And so there is Kara there, and there is Saye there. You see that the two, they seem to check in with each other. Notice that Saye is wearing less armor and are going to charge for you.
At me, bro.
Okay. One is going to go ahead and extend a hand towards you. I need you to go ahead and make me, I believe it is a reflex saving throw. Or, that's not a thing. Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, okay. 13.
13. Yep. Okay. So you become illuminated in purple light as one
Fairy
points
fire.
at you. Yep. And then the other one is going to come swinging in with advantage since you are illuminated. So here we go. Wow. Okay. That's plus 7. Yeah. 26 to hit with the sword. Okay. That is going to be 8 piercing damage. And you feel the cuts begin to burn.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
As I take an additional 9 poison damage as the blades are coated in poison. And he's going to go ahead and swing again with advantage since you're still fairy fired. And then does a 17 hit you?
no.
Okay, so the second swing will miss. And then that will be their turn, and we go to Farah.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that, in all this time,
Oh no. I froze.
no, we're just all
Oh, yeah.
frozen.
Are
on
we?
the stream.
Sorry,
Cool.
yeah, okay.
Oh,
You
Are
might be
we back? I think we're back.
You're back.
I'm back. Is everybody else? We good?
Yep. Yeah, we're good.
Is
Yeah.
the stream still
Hooray!
back?
It's moving. It's moving.
We're good.
again.
okay. Hooray. All right. Yeah. So I think all this goes down, and she sees, the fire shield come up and everything. And as that happens, she realizes like shit's going down. So she reaches out to do cure wounds to Saye, and then she's gone. And she's like,
Oh.
what? Okay. So she just kind of like passes by Sathar.
Yeah. Excuse me, you're on fire. I see that. I respect you.
Most awkward first and then she's going to just see Arnadel just get pickaxed,
Yep.
and she's gonna distance spell a 4th level cure wounds to her.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
Sexy.
So that's me.
Healers are sexy. Never leave home without one.
Plus 5. So that's 25 points of healing.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Is that to
And then-
Arnadel?
Yes, to Arnadel.
Okay.
And then I think she's just gonna like go
Back behind the doors?
Here.
Fair. Super fair.
Reasonable.
I'll be in. Give me a minute. This didn't go as I'd planned. Good luck.
Oh boy. All right, and then we jump back up to the top of the round. Sathras, we're up to you.
All right. So all of the Duergar have converged on Arnadel, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. So Sathras will sprint into the room, leaving that the glittering trail of sort of yellowish amber fire behind him, and will strike out at the hamstrings and the backs of the knees of the nearest Duergar, trying to cut them out from under him.
You can try. What does this Duergar look like? Give me a defining characteristic.
He has a extremely long beard that has iron rings binding it all the way down.
Ooh, Iron Beard.
Yeah. All right, so I'll make a couple of sword strikes at him. Ooh. Low end is a 14. The other one's a 28.
Okay, let me double check. 1 second. No, 14 does not hit. What was the other one?
28.
28. Yeah. No.
Hooray! So that'll be 11 points of damage.
Okay. Ooh,
Yes.
I don't like that. Yeah, so you get a good hit on Ironbeard, and you like stab him right, in the back of the knee there, and blood sprays like out of this artery, and he seems to buckle. Doesn't like quite fall, but is like tottering in place.
Sure. But if I can at least get his attention, that'll be a good thing.
Oh yeah, you have it. Anything else for you?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. All right. And then it's Nelfian's turn, which is fun for me. Oh yes. All right. How many people can I hit with this? Target of my choice. Got it. Car.
So he's 60 feet in the air.
Yes.
And whereabouts am I? Is he like right above me if I'm up fighting the Duergar,
So,
or is he?
So you ran 30 feet into the room where Arnadel was. So you'd have to go 20 feet more and then 60 feet up.
Okay.
To be, so you are about 20 feet away from being right underneath him.
Through a barrier, though, right?
Got it.
The barrier is now gone.
Oh,
Kara manhandled that.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. So he is going to go ahead and clearly cast a spell down at Kara. I need you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
I'm actually going to use another sorcery point and cast counterspell.
He's far away, unless you can extend the range somehow.
Oh, I've got distance spell.
Because he's 60 feet in the air, and the range of counterspell is 60 feet.
Yeah, so I can double it to 120.
That'll do it.
Counter spear. Yeah, okay. It is a 16th or 6th level spell. So go ahead and roll.
Okay. That's a 12. What do I add to it again?
Your spellcasting modifier.
Okay. So that's gonna be a 17.
Boo!
Oh, hooray.
Nice.
Boo!
Let's make it.
He is going to
Sexy.
counterspell your counterspell.
What?
Oh
Fucking asshole.
shit.
Can he distance spell it?
Oh,
Oh!
crap! That's a good point.
Ooh!
She's out of range.
Damn it! I hate sorcerers! Ah, rude. Damn it. Okay, so he looks furious, like as you see lightning began to crackle around his hand, and he was like
Ooh.
forming this giant ball of it in his hands, and then like it like fizzles out. All of a sudden, he's like, "No! No!" and like looks at his empty hands and like shoots back to like over where you like are poking around the door fair and like
That's exactly what she's doing too.
okay, that's a bummer. Okay, and he is gonna go ahead and at his hip, he has a hand crossbow that he will reach down and shoot at Kara. Because he can cast a spell and make an attack,
Ah, he's so formidable.
which is very fun. Oh boy, plus 11, so a 24. I gonna hit you?
Yes. Actually, yeah, that will hit.
Okay. All right, that is going to be 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw against poison.
4.
So you get advantage.
I do, and I have resistance to poison. 18.
Okay. So you are not poisoned. But you definitely feel that the arrow was coated in it. Okay. Well, that's a super bummer. Saye, we're at you.
I'm still going for dead lip.
Scarface.
Scarface.
Tony Montana.
Mm-hmm. With my quarterstaff this time. Want to bang him.
Oh.
That's
Whoa.
Getting real forward.
It is after midnight.
Saye hungry for a drow.
23 to hit.
Yes, that would oh, hit Scarface.
With 5 damage.
Okay.
Then I'm going to spend a key point to make. Do I have to say this first before I do it? That I want to make that a stunning strike?
Yes. Yes, for stunning strike.
Well, I'm going to spend a key point to do flurry of blows, and then make another key point to make the first punch a stunning strike.
Okay.
So that's
So
2
much
more
key.
key points, and now I'm at 3 left.
Okay.
That's
Sounds good.
19 to hit
Yes, that will hit.
with 8 damage,
Okay.
and then he has to make his
little
16.
savey save.
Yeah.
Ooh, no, that is no, absolutely not. Damn it. Okay, so he is less stunned.
Cool. Then I get 1 more punch.
Okay, with advantage.
Ooh, lovely. Good, because that was an 8. Oh, it doesn't matter because I rolled a 3. Woo!
No. Oh boy. Okay, so that one bounces off, but now Scarface is stunned.
I'm gonna use my gift to add a D8 to her 8 that she rolled.
Okay.
Oh. So then that's going to be, because I didn't even bother adding my thing to it, 16 plus another 8. 24?
Yes, that will hit.
Okay.
Oh! Farah, I got
Get him!
What is
Best support?
I don't like any of this. I don't like any of the
5 more
things you're
damage.
doing.
Oh, sorry, 5. 5 more damage.
Okay. Scarface is not looking cute. I mean, not that he looked cute before, but, you know.
Super not cute.
Super not cute. Super sad boy. Okay, anything else for you?
That's it.
Okay, and then Kara, we are at you.
Kara is going to yell out to everyone, if we can get that one, and she points to Nelfian,
Mm-hmm.
onto the ground, I can deal with them. But until then, and she runs at Red Lace.
Got a girl.
Get him. Yeah. All right, go ahead and try to hit.
She's going to use her bonus action first to make a shove attack, so we will make opposed strength or athletics or acrobatics
Okay.
for him. Oh, that's real. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh no.
I
Oh,
don't
girl.
know.
Oh, you on the
No.
ground.
Get on the ground. I'm here.
What did I tell you? And now she's going to use her action to attack him. Ooh, yes, that's a 26 for the first attack.
Okay.
Bam, bam. And a 27 for the second attack.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, damn. All right. So that's 10, 18, 22 plus. Oh, Jeebus. Plus another 12. So that's 34 damage as she takes her shield, runs into him, knocks him on the ground, plunges her sword up and straight through, plunges in like to his stomach, wipes it out, slicks some blood across, and then slices through his gut again. And she looks real mean.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, the lace is no longer just dyed red. It is stained
no.
red with so much blood.
Viscera!
So much. Crap. And then Arnadel, we move to you. You still have 3 of these things like immediately on you. Sathras is like attacking one of them currently.
I think it would behoove me to move 30 feet.
Use your action to disengage, so you don't get
Oh,
hit.
yeah, they're still hitting me. No, I definitely don't. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'm calculating that. I'm like, all right. Oh no, I didn't. Thank you. Let me go ahead and do that right now. Thank you. You said 25.
Yeah.
It's a big chunk of life.
Yes, it is. It's very necessary. So it's being rejuvenated. I'm like, I can take it. And my MO is still very much to take floating dickhead out because nobody wants to see a floating filthy ass swab. So I'm gonna aim another 2 agonizing blasts at AS.
Okay. But you're gonna stay in the circle of Duergar.
Yep, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it because, like I said, he's my MO. First one is going to be. Wow. I don't think that's gonna hit. That's a 17.
No, that will bounce off of their armor.
Tight. Oh, my dumbass! I'm rolling a fucking. Wow, is that not the biggest noob mistake ever? That's a D12.
Are you rolling a 12?
Yep. All right. I figured since I already rolled the second one, here we go. So first one didn't hit. That'll fucking hit. That's gonna be a 26 to hit.
Yes, that will hit Nelfian.
All right, cool. So that's gonna be that's gonna be 15 damage.
Okay. Ooh, he's just having the worst day, taking spells away.
Yeah, fuck
Good.
him.
Rude.
Hate him.
I hate him.
I mean, it's what happens when you threaten one of our family.
Yeah, you don't do that.
And you are prissy to begin with, for shit's sake.
All right. And then
Saul.
so is that all for you, Arnadel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then Scarface is just like because he's stunned. And he will try and make that save. Oh no, it just ends at the end of his turn. Okay.
Honey.
Oh no.
Oh,
you're back.
You're back, yeah.
All
Oh,
kinds
you're
of
gone.
issues tonight. Oh no.
Ooh.
Are we fine now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Off and on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your little bars are in the danger zone.
Yeah.
Oh, the heat, it ruins the internet.
Dude, it is super hot in here now. Am I back?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're good.
Okay.
You
All right.
back?
Yeah, okay. So nothing happens. Scarface just waits for the end of his turn to not be paralyzed. And then Red Lice is gonna go ahead and try and attack. Oh, he is on the ground in front of Kara. He's gonna stand up. And he is gonna try and attack Kara.
The stream seems to be offline.
Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Reconnection successful. No.
Yay!
Maybe that's good now.
Oh, yeah. Where's my window?
We should be back.
Think we're back.
Okay, I think we're back.
I see your faces.
Hello, everybody. I'm so sorry.
Hi.
This is why you should support streamers, because we have to stream in rooms that are 100 degrees, and make our computers break.
Yeah.
So everybody donate to a streamer you love today. This has been your PSA. Welcome back, everybody. So we were in the middle of my drow trying to attack the maidens. So one is on the ground currently, Red Lace in front of Kara. He is going to go ahead and stand up and then try and hit you. We'll see. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. 19 on the die, so that is going to be a 26 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. So that's going to be 8 piercing damage. Okay, and then that would be 18 poison damage, but that's going to be cut in half for you, down to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he's going to try and get you with a second swing, which will miss. Okay, and then my Durgar are going to go. 2 are going to keep raining down on Arnadel, and the one that is involved with Sathras is going to keep having to deal with that.
All right.
Okay, so Arnadel, we are at 20. Dirty 20 to hit you. Okay.
Oh, you're so far from me. I can't protect you.
Alright, that is going to be 15 piercing damage from one of them.
Okay.
The
Ouch.
second one is going to try and hit you. 17 plus 4, 21 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, that is going to be 12 piercing damage from the second one.
Yeah.
One is going to try and attack you, Sathras.
Okay.
Okay, 17 going to hit you?
No, he
Okay.
just sort of pirouettes out of the way.
Not today. Yep. Okay, and that is them. So we are at Farah. Now what you going to do to my monsters?
How far away are Kara and Saye from me?
So you are at the edge of the room here, so they're going to be like 80 feet into the room.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like edge my way like around to them, and then as I'm making my way downtown, as it were, I'm going to go and just cast a fireball up at your boy.
My boy,
Fireballs, one fight.
Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and try and make that reflex save.
Yeah, that's a 17 dex.
Yes, he got a 22, so he will take half damage.
Let's roll. Okay. That's 5, that's a 6. 13, 15, 16, 22, 26. So 13 points of damage.
Okay. More books, just fire, cinders raining down upon. Oh, it's all fire.
I'll fire all day.
And then I don't know, as I move like 30 feet into the room, kind of like along the edge, if there's any kind of cover, I would take that.
Yeah. They've moved all of the big objects into the center of the room, so there really isn't anything in terms of cover. So you're kind of out. You can like lean against a wall and be like, no one can hold a book in front of your face, like. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to get closer to those two.
Okay. Yeah. So do you want to take your 30 feet movement? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're 30 feet, kind of edging your way along the room. So you're like parallel to this like shit show in the middle, with Arnadel and Sathras and the 3 Duergar.
No thanks.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good. I'm going over here. I'm good. But they're on that same kind of plane as you. Okay, perfect. And then we are back at the top. Sathras, round 3. In this
all right,
fight
so
that is
I'll
deadly, according to D&D Beyond.
yeah. So I will spinning out of the way of that strike. I'll lash out with the blade and try and cut through his elbow. Let's see, 18.
Yes, that is your number.
Ooh, delightful. So that'll be 12 points of damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, still up.
Barely.
All right, and then I'll sort of step forward and thrust the blade at his throat. Ooh, that's gonna hit. So for another 8 points of damage.
How do you want to murder this Duergar?
Smoothly run him straight through the throat, twist and pull. So it's quick and as relatively painless as it can be.
Yeah. So you
Respect.
part through his iron beard, and just the red begins to drip down the white long beard.
So then I will basically just sort of as his body falls to the ground, does it stay large or does it
No, it begins to
constrict back down to its
shrink.
normal
Yeah,
size?
so because they can't maintain the enlarge, so it reduces in size, and then this smaller creature just it kind of thumps over.
Perfect. So I'll just sort of step across his corpse as it shrinks out of my way, and I don't have any attacks left, but I'm going to try and get the attention of one of the other brutes wailing on Arnadel and just sort of flick my blade towards its eyes and kind of spatter it with a little bit of his buddy's blood.
Give me a performance, intimidation, whatever you feel is.
I'll do a performance. Hell yeah. Yep, there goes the die. Let's try that again. 17.
Yeah, as you like flick its friend's blood onto its face and like kind of like stalk, in your like little pirouetting way towards it, you see the glassy eyes like move from Arnadel, and like as the pick raises up again, he's very clearly intent on hitting you.
Very good. Sathras will just grin at him.
Yes. All right, and then it's me. Let's see if I can get a spell off, shall we? Cool.
Having some magic blue balls over there, Celeste.
I'm sorry, what? Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Oh, I could do that. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I need Kara and not Farah. Basically everybody except Farah. I need them to make me a Constitution saving throw. As he kind of swivels around and like extends his hands out towards you all.
Ooh.
Mine's a 14.
22.
Con save, you say?
Yes.
27.
16.
Okay. So the number was 17. So everybody below that is going to be taking half of this damage.
Is anything like visible happening?
Yep.
Or...
A blast of cold air begins to erupt from
You mean
his
above
hands.
that, right?
Yeah, that's what I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know how saves work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17 is the number. Okay, cone of cold. Cool.
That's a lot of D8s.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh no, I only have one. Oh my god.
Here we
Hang on, dice roller. Oh my god, what? Okay. Somebody mailed me a D8. 7 of them. Okay.
Express shipment.
No. Okay. So 47 points of damage.
Good night, everyone.
Thank God I've got some sweet warlock shit that doesn't let me just drop dead, because...
Okay, so...
How much?
Conical-
47?
47 if you failed.
So 23 if you saved.
Yes.
Oh no, I failed, but I have that Raven Queen thing that doesn't let me just drop dead. I don't know where it is.
Look that up, and Saye, are you down?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so 23, and I have resistance to cold damage from my fire shield,
Oh,
so
nice.
that drops to a further 11. So.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my god, this is the first time
Owie.
I've been on my death saves rolls on D&D Beyond, and that little skull
Yeah,
Showed
it's
up.
pretty awful.
Wait, where is that? What?
So when
it shows up when you're dying.
When you
Yeah.
hit 0 hit points, it shows up.
like a big, mean little
You
skull.
probably wouldn't know, so...
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, God. All right. We're going to throw shade. Okay.
Kara doesn't die.
we don't,
She's eternal.
we don't do 0 hit points.
She's beyond death.
Oh, you just keep talking.
Okay, y'all help me with this. I have Raven's Fortitude.
Okay.
Okay. What does that say?
I get temporary hit points equal to my warlock level plus my charisma modifier. Additionally, I gain resistance to necrotic damage and I gain the advantage on death saving throws.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so you should have temporary hit points right now.
Okay, which
So
I
you have an additional 10? Wait, so your level plus what?
10 plus
I-
charisma.
which is 5.
Yeah.
So 15.
Yep.
Which isn't gonna do shit, but
I mean, put it
really?
in the math. Yeah.
all right.
And then you are down, but you will be making these with advantage on your death saving
What-
throws.
Oh,
What was the damage again?
47?
47.
Yeah. Yes.
Cone of Cold is no jokies.
That it is.
I love the
Um,
description. If you take 0 hit points, if you drop 0 hit points when you die, you turn into an ice sculpture, and I think that's so cool.
You're frozen
Ah.
solid.
Okay, so okay, cool. So nice. Okay.
Yep.
Ugh. I don't
Cool.
think I've been here before.
So 2 party members down.
Oh wait, yes, I have.
You just earned your deadly rating. There it is.
There it is. And since he also gets an attack, he is going to look at his friend Farah and shoot you with his hand crossbow.
All right, this bullshit has to stop.
So let's see. Hand crossbow plus 11 to hit, so 22. Yeah. All right.
Telling you, if we just knock him out of the air, I've got Mage Slayer stuff. He will be dead.
11 piercing damage.
I've
I
been
got him.
trying to blast his ass out of the air.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, Farah.
Dirty 20.
Okay. All right. So you feel that poison passes through you, and you're fine. Okay. And then Saye, go ahead and make me a death saving throw.
Is just a plain old D20 with nothing added, right?
It's a DC 10 D20 roll.
Get above a 10.
2.
Mark off one X. You're 1 step closer to death.
That is a failure.
Okay. All right, and then Kara, we are at you. You see Saye has been dropped and is covered in icicles. You have this warrior in front of you who's not looking great, red lace. Scarface, who is engaged with Saye, also doesn't look great. You also see that Arnadel has dropped.
So Kara can't do anything about that, unfortunately, about her friends being unconscious, but she can help remove threats that are threatening them. So she's going to first attack Red Lace.
Okay.
Which will be a 17.
Nope. I was going to bounce off their armor.
Second attack. She's going to use her gift of the past
Yes.
to re-roll that.
Gift of the rerolling that
And
bitch.
pretend it never happened. Oh, much better. That is an 18.
Yay.
Yes, that is the number.
Sweet. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, so that is 16 damage.
Ooh. Yeah.
He did?
Nope.
All right, she's going to use her bonus action to frenzy and attack him a third time. Ooh, yes, that's a 21.
Yes.
Ooh, oh my god, max damage. So that is 14 plus 6, so that's 20 additional damage.
How do you want to kill Red Lace?
Yes. And so she shoves him down. She had slashed and eviscerated him. He stands up. He thinks he's gonna make it, and she just immediately just hack right across the chest. See his ribs spilled open, and then she just stabs right through and draws her sword out, taking with it his spleen. And he crumples to the ground.
Yeah.
I love your kills so much.
Oh, God.
Kebab.
So, Kara, as you de-spleen this drow, and like that sort of that red mist, like just moves in front of your face, and you're enraged, so everything is just red, and there's blood everywhere, and you're like kind of, getting these heaving breaths back and like looking around for your next target. And your eyes course over to that bronze arch on the far side of the room. And you see Morgan, your father, is standing there just beyond the archway. And he seems to be in this red, misted blood form and is just like reaching out a hand. And you see him like knocking on something and screaming. And you hear, again, it's that. You see your name on his lips on the far side of this arch.
Dad. Oh, after the body of Red Lace crumples to the ground and she just sees us like almost in slow motion across the battlefield, and her arms just immediately kind of like slump to her side, and she just starts racing towards that archway, towards his image.
Mhm.
And hot, bloody tears are just rolling down her face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as you run and approach, and his form is like sort of pulling back from you, and you keep moving forward as this is happening, and you feel this electric surge course over you as you pass under this archway here. And all of you who are still conscious, you see like it's like this burst of red light just like emerges from this field of some kind that Kara stepped through, but now you can't see it anymore. It's like the sudden flare, and Kara's just gunning it down this hallway, just running away from you at this point. And Kara, you see the form is stretching further and further back, and you are stepping into a circular room that you see here, and there is a stone edifice sort of structure in the center of this room, and you see that there is something laid upon this stone. And Arnadel, go ahead and make me a death saving throw.
If I was awake, I would say it's a trap.
Obviously.
But I wanted to say it. All right. Advantage.
Kara's really good at activating traps.
Do I add anything to a death saving throw?
Nope, but you roll with advantage.
Well, 16.
Okay, so you pass. So you are one step closer to being stable. So go ahead and mark that down.
Where?
Oh, you should like click a circle, like a success circle should pop up on there.
Where your hit points were, I think, when they're dropped to 0.
Okay. Well, while you do that, so the Duergar are going to come down now that Arnadel has dropped Sathras. You are their only target.
Yeah.
So they're going to swing at you.
Here we go.
Okay. All right. So is a 19 going to hit you?
He will bat the pick away with the flat of his blade as he dances by.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
All right. 21 going to hit you.
He will tumble under the swing and come up behind him.
Damn,
Misses.
boo! Yeah, they with advantage on both of those hits. They got nothing on you. And so the one remaining drought here, now that Saye is down, and Kara has just left the field, he is going to, kind of stumble around, so Scarface is going to get up here, and run towards Farah, who's the only one not engaged.
Me? Can he reach me?
So
they were 80 feet away. I moved 30 feet.
Yeah, so he's going to spend his whole movement to get over towards you. So, no, he's going to run 30 feet, and he's going to shoot you with a crossbow.
That's fair.
I see you.
Okay, 25 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
21.
Okay, you're fine. 9 piercing damage, but you are not poisoned. Lucky you, because it's bad. Great. And then Farah, we are at you. So this guy now is 30 feet closer to you. You just saw Kara run through an archway on the far side of the room.
Yeah. I think that she's just gonna yell towards Kara and be like, Kara, focus on the battle. And then if I move like to a center point between like Saye and what's going on in the center, can 60 feet across reach everybody for a mass cure wounds?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Nice.
Then. Okay, let's see.
Healer
Where's
everywhere.
that?
Healer.
All right, that is 3d8 plus 5. Okay, it's gonna be 14 plus 5, so 19 points of healing to everybody.
Oh,
Except for Kara.
Will that hit me too? Or am I too far
No,
away?
you're
I think
far
you're
away.
too far. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Everybody is coming back to life as this is happening. Anything else for your turn, Farah?
No, that's all I can really do.
Okay. All right. So Kara, This room that you see in front of you, like I said, it's a circular room, and now that you have stepped into it and are kind of catching your breath, you see that laid out on this, looks like a tomb of some kind. There appears to be a suit of armor. It is jet black and made almost like just this gleaming iron armor. You see this helm on it with these like elaborately carved wings, and in its chest there's this great hole that just seems to stretch. It's not like you can see through to the other side of the armor. It's like staring into like a black hole. It's just eternally deep and dark, and as you come into the presence of this object, just dread fills you. And you can see that surrounding this thing in the center of the room, there's this barely perceptible globe of this reddish light that you vaguely were aware of when you passed through this archway, that same kind of red light. You feel a hand on your shoulder, a hand belonging to somebody you can't see, but you know is your father here with you in this room. And on the very, very far side, so on the other side of the sarcophagus-like structure, there is a woman who is draped in white, these white, like, tendrils, spider threads. You see a drow is standing there on the other side of the room. Not the one you were expecting. A drow you've also seen before, but this isn't Arafel. This is the other drow who encountered you, who tried to make fun of you.
Oh, that bitch.
Mm-hmm. She had told you her name was Baltana.
That's right.
And she is staring in concentration at this suit that is on the table. And, like, just for a moment, as you step into the room and your heavy boots thud, she kind of looks up, like, from her focus and, like, raises a hand just very, very slightly, as in, like, a don't move gesture.
I don't buy that shit for a second. I run at her. I'm still raging.
Okay. Sure.
There is no logic.
So tell me how this happens, because right between the two of you, there is this large slab that has the suit on it, and there is that globe. Are you just running directly through it? You running around it? What's the play?
Let's see, so the globe. I think she would try and run around the globe to her, like in around the altar to her.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Right. Natural 20.
Okay. All right. So as you come within, like, you're running around this thing still, so you're, like, avoiding the globe. These, like, crackling red bolts of electricity shoot off towards you, and they absolutely hit you. But you manage to, like, kind of stemmy yourself and, like, hunker down, like, as these bolts come shooting off here.
Ooh, I have resistance to lightning damage because of my thing.
It is not lightning damage.
Oh, okay.
It just red lightning looks cool.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
So 48 damage halved because you saved. So 24 damage as you feel your, like, life water sapped from your body, like, as this just necrotic, like, dark energy is just, like, eating away at your life force. And as this happens and you, like, put a hand down to, like, stop yourself from, like, being blasted backward, she says, "If you move, we will both perish, dwarf."
And with the kind of like the bolt of electricity that like zaps through her, kind of makes her snap too. And she clenches her fist so that her knuckles are just marble white. And she looks at Baltana dead in the face. I would rather us both dead. But because there are greater threats than you to fight, I will hold off. And she just stands frozen.
All right. And then Sathras, we are up to you.
Okay. So as he's just sort of dancing around the railroad sledgehammering
Mm-hmm.
happening around him, he's going to snap his fingers, grab a sparkle of silver light that appears at the crystal pendant in his neck, and cast it up toward the drow who's floating up in the air, and cast a spell magic on him.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
hopefully that'll just handle this.
Awesome. Okay, so I roll against.
Any spells of 3rd level or lower he has on him are just gone.
Yeah.
And anything higher than that, I'll have to roll against.
Let me dubs check on levitate here. Oh yeah, 2nd level.
Second, unless he upcast it. Yeah.
Ouchie. You
So
hear?
sad I'm not there.
Yeah. Well, and he'll actually yell out, "Kara, get back here! Your sisters are dying!"
Car, you cannot hear this.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah,
I
go
wonder.
figure.
It really do be like that.
It do be.
Mhm.
Oh, it do be. Okay. God, falling damage. Yikes. 60 feet up, huh?
Yeah.
I rolled real good against myself. I hate that. That's
Is this familiar, Celeste?
down. It's 23 falling damage.
Oof.
Owie. That sucks. Okay. Yep. So here, and then suddenly, like you see a cape like shoot up in the air, and then with a mighty crunch, as he lands in the middle of all these broken like pieces of furniture and everything, you see your foe is like laying like in the middle of this wreckage.
Okie doke. Well,
Cool.
yeah. That's my action. So
You want to
pretty-
move? You want to get
Can
some
I-
attacks of oppies?
I mean, do I want to?
Oh,
How far away is he? Lying on
So
the
he's
ground?
like about 20 feet from you since he was floating in the middle of the room.
All right. Yes, I am actually going to move over towards him so they can take swings at me if they like.
Okay. Oh, they like.
Yeah.
Though they're having a real hard time hitting you. Yeah, an 18.
Miss it, no to miss.
Yeah, and a 12.
18
With
and a 12?
advantage.
No. So he sort of, with this blur of flame, he just kind of dances past them and across the room to go stand next to the drow.
Okay,
And
wonderful.
he'll point the tip of his sword at the drow's throat and say, "One chance only. Surrender now and you live."
And he flicks his eyes like up at you and kind of surveys the room and the situation you're in.
Child.
Okay.
Okay.
And he says, "All right, Eladrin, let's talk."
All right.
And his eyes keep flicking back towards that archway.
Well, that's the end of my turn.
Yeah.
So.
And he'll look around at everyone and he'll go, "Stand down." And really, it's only Scarface left who is holding, his guts in at the moment here. And the two Duragar left on the field just freeze, seeming to wait for whatever command comes next.
That worked way better than I thought it would.
Nice.
Yeah. So Saye, you can either choose to, you can take an action or not, or it seems like the drow is standing down.
I take my short sword out and hold it. I have sirens now.
It's contagious.
So much crime.
No.
Could be somebody needing a medical emergency.
Could be.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. My short sword is now at the neck of the Scarface
Yep.
next to me.
Yep. And he puts up his hands, puts down his sword.
What is through those golden archways?
And he widens his eyes and looks over towards Nalfian. And Nalfian says, "It does not matter if you defeat us here, for you see, our plan is already in motion, and it looks like Baltana has the soul she needs." So,
Mhm.
kill me if you will, elf. My job here is done.
Okay, I want to run up through the golden archways.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Shit. 11.
Okay. It's like hitting glass, like as you run against this wall, and you see this bright red flash of light here, and you begin to feel the fluid draining away from your body.
Whoa.
You're gonna take 18 points of damage as this red wall just saps you.
Damn.
You're not getting through it. And Nalfian laughs. Once we have the avatar, we will be unstoppable. And he gives you a real nasty smile, Sathras, and kind of like edges like his neck against your blade.
Are we still in initiative, or are we breaking out of it?
It sounds like we've broken out of it.
Okay. How badly hurt does he look?
Not very.
Not very badly?
Nope.
Okay.
Is he wearing armor?
Mm-hmm.
Metal armor?
Metal armor, and there's also a glow of magic armor about him.
That didn't get dispelled?
No.
Okay.
All right, so Kara, jumping over to you in this room, what's happening? Everybody's standing down outside. So you have decided, kind of in this holding pattern, you and I, Kara, have something in common. Neither of us is terribly fond of Arafel.
Uh-huh.
So perhaps you would be willing to help me.
Doubt it, but sure. Make your spiel.
I need that. And she, like, looks and flicks her vision over towards the thing on the table. With that, I will have the power to bring her down. To rework our clan, if you will.
Into what?
I don't know. If you help me, perhaps you could have some sway in that.
Not interested. Can you tell me where she is, though?
You know where she is. She's playing political with those Eladrin.
Alright, well, can I leave? Because that's where I'm gonna go.
Neither of us can leave, you fool. I was hoping to do this the easy way, but I suppose I'll have to do it the hard one. This globe needs a soul, and here you are. And she...
She's like, is this a problem? Do drow have souls? I don't really know. I haven't seen any evidence of it.
Yeah, so she goes ahead and she pulls, like, she kind of makes a hissing sound and pulls a dagger, like, from her side. She's still doing it very, very slowly, as if not to, like, attract whatever this globe might do to her. And then you see her freeze all of a sudden. It's, like, mid-motion, and she makes a like choking sound, and you see this red rivulet of blood start to run down her mouth as she kind of slumps forward, and you now see like emerging from a cloak of shadows, invisibility, whatever, a very familiar face with a black pixie haircut right from behind her here, and so you see Rem is immediately behind her, and Rem begins to lower this drow down towards the edge of this globe, and her blood starts to disperse and like fill all around the pools, like pooling around the sarcophagus, and you see this red flickering globe starts to dissipate, and Rem stands up. I really wish you hadn't come.
You told us to come!
To stop all of this, and you had to go and you had to tell everyone, and here we are. Listen, I'm going to take this and I'm going to leave, And that's the last you'll hear of me. If you just let this happen. Okay?
Kara, like, very slowly raises her sword towards Rem. I have trusted you in the past to be a leader. I've trusted you to be a mentor. And I can't help but feel a little disappointed. You're not the person I guess I thought you were. And I can only suspect that you have something very nefarious to do with whatever the fuck that is. And she, like, very gently nods her head towards where the glowing red orb was.
And we're going to jump back to the other room here. So you have this drow laughing in your face, Sathras, right in front of you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna cure wounds my girl Sae really quick.
Yeah.
And I see her just pull a... Oh Lord. Okay. That's it. 14, 15, 16, 21.
Okay.
Thanks, girl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so all of you are standing there. The drow are there. There's this barrier between you and your friend. What are you doing?
The barrier covers the entirety of the doorway or the
The
passageway.
archway.
Yeah.
Does this seem like a spell effect to me?
It feels like yeah. I mean, this is clearly some kind of wizard sanctum or tower or something. So this is probably some kind of magical defense protected or erected to protect something on the far side.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic. on
Okay.
it.
Go ahead and roll very well.
That's a 16 plus 5. So 20.
Whoa, that sounds good.
You see the magic starts to waver of this wall. You feel like you might have done something. There are still some residual sparks.
I want to jump in and add to that.
Okay, you're also gonna cast Dispel Magic?
Yes.
Team
Yes,
cast!
Power of
Yes.
friendship.
Power of friendship.
Yeah.
Um,
Hell yeah, do it.
I believe!
Oh.
Oh, what is it? Which noises? Tell me.
what do you think? I got a nat 20.
Yeah, so
Hell yeah!
yeah,
Come on, that's why
Farrah,
I was like so delighted by it. I'm like,
yeah, so Farrah, you like start, you're reaching out your hands and you're trying to like break this energy, this like woven chain of magic that you feel is so old and has been here for so long. Then Arnadel, you step up too and kind of like add to your efforts here. And yes, the magic is complicated, but you have two minds that are working to pull this apart and two minds blessed by fate. So you begin to pull on those threads and starting to cut through
Love
this
it.
magic as it's going. And you see the red begins to flicker and drops. And Kara, jumping over to you.
Yeah.
Rem looks at you and she looks genuinely like frustrated and heartbroken at the same time. And she says, Kara, what's happening here? This is bigger than you. This is bigger than the Sisters of Sorrow. This is something that's been in the works for a very, very long time. And if you let this happen, I can give you a gift. I can let you save your family, Kara. You know I have some power over life and death itself, and I can give you a chance to get them back.
But what's happening? What is this, all this plan? Where are they?
They are somewhere in between. When you weren't slain, the ritual to Lolth didn't succeed, not all the way. If nothing else, you can lay their souls to rest. You can end this.
So if I don't take your assistance, they're stuck wherever they are.
Yes.
There's not a way in this plane or the next to get them out myself.
No. You will need help from someone like me. Someone who can walk between life and death. And Kara, she kind of looks at this suit here in front of you, I will be different. And I will no longer be able to help you. So this is it.
Kara looks.
You feel a hand on your shoulder that gives a squeeze.
I can't help but feel this is a trap. And she puts her hand on where she feels her dad's hand. But if there's something that I can do to save you from this torment, to save both my fathers, I can't go the rest of my life wondering what if I had done this. I would like for you to help me.
And she nods. And faster than anything you've ever seen from Rem, something flies in your direction, and you feel a dagger between your eyes, like as this black dagger sinks in and the world goes black. And so all of you, as you burst through this barrier and like run down into this hallway, you see a lot of things happen at once. Rem has tossed some kind of a dagger. Rem is there behind this sarcophagus-like structure, and you see this wicked-looking dagger protruding from between Kara's eyes as she spins and falls backward. And Rem casts a last glance at all of you and touches this suit of armor that's laying down in the middle here, and you see her body begins to rack and shift, and it's in a moment you see like this outline, this almost ghostly form travels out of her body here, and the armor itself begins to twitch, and you see that black hole in the center begins to fill with this red swirling eye of some kind, and the suit of armor sits up and casts its empty eyes towards you, and you all feel this horrific, like, just vibration that starts to permeate throughout the room. And with a great jump, this armor jumps up through the ceiling, smashing with a fist an actual hole through the wall as it moves and just jumps up through this hole that it's created. And you're all left. Kara is cold on the floor of this room. And that's where we're going to call it for today.
Jesus Christ.
Woo!
Bless.
Lord.
Thank you all so much for hanging out for this extra long episode of Venture Maidens. I had a ton of fun. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, that was a blast.
Deadly fight indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
How are y'all doing? You doing okay, everybody?
Fine.
I'm just made of goosebumps right now.
A lot to process at the moment.
We're going through it.
You're so good. So
So next episode, this was the last one with Dan, so Dan will not be returning. But Sathras, definite possibility for Sathras and our other guests to come up as we are moving into Arc 4 of our story. We'll be wrapping up Arc 3 with Kara very shortly here. Definitely potential for all these guests to come back because the Earth is a moving and shaking. So next episode when we're back, it'll be a one-on-one with Sage and I. Playing through that game. So I'm very, very excited to kind of go into all of this. But anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out for this episode of the Venture Maidens. I have been your Dungeon Master, Celeste Konowich.
I'm
Yes.
Wow.
Arnadelto, played by Brittany. I got no words right now.
I am Katie. I play Farah Belen, the goosebumpily tiefling sorceress.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Nassim.
This energy. Oh,
You broke us.
I'm sorry, I broke you. I'm sorry.
Just so in my feelings. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I played your human monk. Sayonara.
And I'm Sage, and
Yay!
I've been your now currently bewildered barbarian, Cara Brunhilde.
And I'm Dan. I played your guest Eladrin Bladesinger wizard, Sathras.
Yes, and Dan, also tell the folks where they can go and find you out in the big wide world.
Oh, sure. Well, I'm on Twitter mostly these days. I'm at Dan_Dylan_1, and I'm a game designer for Wizards of the Coast on the Dungeons and Dragons team. So yeah, come talk D&D.
Yeah, everything Dan does is magic. Check him out.
It's true.
Yes, and of course, this is Venture Maidens. If this is your first episode, boy howdy, welcome. But please, if you enjoy our show, maybe consider checking out our Patreon. We offer a bunch of cool monthly rewards there, including a bunch of fun magic items. We just added Saye's mask on there, so there's some secret stuff that's going to be coming out. And of course, follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, at Venture Maidens. You all are great. And I love you very much. And thank you
You're
for
more
sticking
great.
around. You guys.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Oh,
This was a
hell yeah,
blast.
Dan. I'm glad it finally
Come back,
happened.
friend.
Yes.
Thanks so much for
Oh my
being
God.
here.
Anytime
Every move
Sathras
is
comes
powerful.
back in, I'm happy to do it.
Hell yeah, we're gonna need all the help we can get for Arc 4. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in, and until next time,
Venture
away! Venture away, everybody.
That was so great. Good job.
That was
Good
good.
one.
Stop it.
One for the books.
Pineapple.
That was